I'm Alex.
And I'm Teddy.
And I'm Spencer.
And we are
The Button Mappers.
Hey, the Button Mappers.
Welcome everybody to the Button Mappers. I'm Alex. Here's Teddy and Spencer. What's up, guys?
Hey, how's it going, man?
That was me. I'm blasting off into space. Blasting off into space. Here we go.
Blasting up at the speed of sound. It's me, Sonic.
That's so much energy. I love it.
Samus! Yeah. That's the most. That's possibly the worst voice I could ever use for a podcast.
Samus!
Yeah, just like always getting higher and higher. By the end of the episode, I'm like,
I think you should do it.
oh god, no, my throat would kill me.
That'll be every segue.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Metroid Fusion Map-Out.
Woo-hoo! In honor of Metroidvania month.
Yeah, we talked about Castlevania so much this month, didn't we? Here we are, another day in the life of some bounty hunters.
Technically, like Metroidvania, this is a fusion.
Whoa! You did it, dude.
Get it.
That's my mind being blown.
Previously on the Button Mappers. We have done Super Metroid back in February. If you want to go listen to Super Metroid before this episode, I would recommend it because this is a follow-up to that game. So that's nice. What's up, guys? What's your experience with Metroid Fusion?
Never played it. It's my second Metroid game.
Oh,
actually, no. I played Samus Returns.
Okay,
It's my third Metroid game.
There you go. I was always intrigued by this game, but I never owned it. I guess it was kind of like a hot commodity. So when I had a Android back in like the college days, I dabbled in trying to play it on the thing, and sadly, I found that playing on the Android touchscreen, you couldn't aim diagonally, so I never made it past the first boss.
Oh.
But I played it again now on the Wii U.
The Wii U, me too, on the Wii U.
Hey,
this game's actually pretty personal to me. This is my first Metroid game.
Wow.
Yeah. When I was younger, I didn't really know what the series was. I knew like Samus is like the space person from Smash Bros. Like when I was a kid, because it's like you're like that's the space guy, and you're not a guy. I remember I was really into Pokemon, and so were my friends. And no joke, this is how popular Pokemon was back then. I traded one of my friends a Mewtwo for a copy of Fusion.
oh wow!
Yeah,
I think you won on that one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just traded him a fucking Mewtwo for my copy of Sapphire, I think, or something.
So you traded an in-game Pokemon? Or the
I
Pokemon
traded an in-game Pokemon for a copy of Metroid Fusion.
Score.
That's awesome.
I mean, yeah, I'll take it. So this was my first time playing Metroid. It's what really got me into the series overall. I quickly after that I went back and played a ton of the games. So this game's pretty personal to me. Personally, that's me, Lee. Personally. So
new character.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's me personally.
Your own personal Lee.
What, guys?
Hey guys, it's me, Lee.
I'm just trying to join the show, guys. Get the fuck out of here.
We're going to space.
So yeah, got a lot to say about this game.
Before you do, where else can people hear us talk about games?
Well, grapple beam your way over to the Discord, and we'll chat to you about the Chozo ruins, the Trezo ruins, and hop in a morph ball and just roll through the small crack in the wall to find your way to Apple Podcasts and Spotify, where all the Button Mappers episodes, or most of them, when we can remember to post them, are there.
And if you're listening to us on YouTube, make sure that you shoot a missile at the subscribe button if you haven't already. Drop a bomb on the like button and enter a log about your favorite moments of Metroid Fusion in the comments below.
Fusion, ha!
This episode is actually dedicated to the biggest Metroid fan I know, Terry309.
Is he a fan?
Terry.
I honestly don't know.
No.
I would guess no, based on this track history, but I do not know for sure.
No. Why would he like
Find
something
out.
that's good?
No, it's not even why would he like something that's good. It's why would he like something.
Yeah, why would he like something? You've been mistaken.
You think he'd be kind of into it because he loves the GameCube, and that was like Metroid Prime territory, right?
He posted his response the other day from the thing from our community thing, and he was like, in the description, he was like, Metroid's overhyped as fuck, and I left comments, and my last comment, he hasn't responded to it, but my last comment said that Metroid is a better franchise than F-Zero. Yeah, I said it.
Ooh, I don't know.
Come at me.
I thought that was like guaranteed understood correct. That it's better than F-Zero.
Ooh, you guys,
I mean, I'm
treading a dangerous line.
It's
here.
my favorite Nintendo franchise anyway, but still, I just wanted to piss Terry off a little bit.
How random that's like the one game that he likes is F-Zero.
F-Zero is the one they don't make. It's the one they don't make anymore.
That's the one that's just like Valkyrie Profile
Yeah.
with cars.
Show me your profile.
Show your profile.
Guys, I'm Valkyrie. Valkyrie, my favorite F-Zero character.
Are you guys ready to blast off into Metroid
Essie.
Fuse Ion?
Games. Team Rockets blast off at the speed of light. Fusion now.
Fusion Ha! Have we not made any Fusion Ha jokes yet?
I did. You missed it.
Oh, damn it. I'm sorry.
Wait, what's Fusion Ha? What's the thing with that?
And you like Dragon Ball. You would know.
Yeah, it's
Oh, is it Kamehameha? Oh, like
No,
and they do the fusion dance and they
they go
point to each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we were showing the video, you could see me and Alex are actually like using into Spencer. I go the other way.
I actually know that because of that terrible 3DS game, Dragon Ball Fusions.
Ooh, don't you got close there.
Oh.
Give us a Dragon Quest.
Yeah, I wish it was
that terrible game, Dragon Quest.
I wish it was Dragon Quest anything else, but no, it was Dragon Ball Fusions. It was really bad.
King of Fusions.
Metroid 4. That's what this game is.
Okay, so this is Metroid 4. So can you break down like the numbers of the Metroid games?
Metroid 1.
Oh my god.
Metroid 2.
Okay.
Super
No,
Metroid is Metroid 3.
Technically,
Red.
all the Prime games also happen between 1 and 2.
Weird.
Okay.
And now, technically, I don't want to say this. Other M happens between Super and Fusion.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's kind of a mess now.
Are you
thanks, Other M.
consulting the Metroid Historia?
No, I'm just my brain. I'm consulting my Metroid knowledge.
Is the Metroid timeline complete fluff, or is it real?
This is just fan fiction.
Most of it's good.
Samus finds a way to lose her suit in every one of them.
Except for Other M. Oh yeah, that's the
So Fusion is the fourth one?
yeah. Fusion, as of right now, Fusion is the latest game until Dread.
Okay, and then Dread caps off the series?
Yeah, Dread is going to be set after Fusion, so that's why Dread's pretty exciting. It's like,
Really dreading it. So by the time this comes out, we might have played it.
It's like if Nintendo made a game that happened after Star Fox Assault, and because they haven't done that, they just make Star Fox 64 40 times.
Based on the
it's like
intriguing
40
and
Star Fox 64s would be legit. I'd be down.
Is everybody clamoring
like
for
that.
the Star Fox lore?
I'm just saying, it's like
I'm clamoring for this.
It's like that.
The 5th remake of Star Fox 64.
When Nintendo is good at giving us like the same thing over and over again, that's why Dre's exciting, and that's why this game is also exciting because it is set in it's like the last series game, and it's different. It's cool.
Where's ASMR located in the timeline?
I'm pretty sure Nintendo put that in the trash. they in the courtroom.
Where does Federation Force fall in the timeline?
I don't even know if that's actually canon.
There's some canon.
I'm guessing it would just be where the Prime stuff is. I don't know.
Wouldn't it be because wasn't Samus in like a Federation Force like before she was doing the missions?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe it's take place like before all the games.
But she's not in the. I haven't played that game. Just to be clear, she's not part of the Federation Force in that game, right? She just kind of shows up.
I don't. Well, I don't know. I don't know if we. I don't. I never got to a part where Samus herself was a character, so maybe not. I don't know.
Oh,
But
I thought I've seen just her like pop up in cameos, like, "Hey, I'm Samus." Blah 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 blah. Okay, bye.
Basically.
good luck, guys.
Good luck, fuckers. Was that Samus?
Guys ready for some fusion lore?
Oh my god.
Hit me up.
This is coming off the Metroid Wiki. Sometime after her return from the bottle ship.
That's from
Battleship.
Other M.
Battleship. Samus is sent to SR-388 to protect a group of Biologic Space Labs Research Station employees who are studying the planet's life forms. Ultimate life forms. That the Metroid population has been exterminated. While exploring an underground cavern, Samus encounters a Hornode, dispatches it with a missile. However, upon its defeat, Hornode turns into an unknown amorphous organism known as an X-parasite. To be confused with F-Zero X.
Damn lemon-stealing Hornodes.
Which immediately infects Samus. Samus begins her return to the BSL, Bacon Sausage Lettuce Research Station.
Yeah, I'm sure that's it. Bacon sausage lettuce.
A lot of good research there. Her central nervous system is compromised, causing her to lose consciousness and control of her ship. She is ejected via an escape pod, and the ship crashes into a nearby asteroid belt. BSL employees discover the pod and send it to Galactic Federation headquarters. During the trip, the X multiply inside Samus's body, severely endangering her life. Infected portions of Samus's suit are surgically removed, and a vaccine is developed from the DNA of the Metroid hatchling to rid Samus of the X inside her body, since it is too dangerous to directly move the X from her nervous system. Not exactly how vaccines work, but we'll let it fly. The vaccine grants Samus the ability to absorb the X to regain health and weapons, while also imparting the Metroid's weakness to cold upon her, an unexpected side effect. She recovers. Samus, clad in the fusion suit, is given a new ship with a built-in computer through which she receives orders, and is tasked with investigating the BSL research station after it is marred by a large explosion.
Do you guys want a Metroid lore dump now?
Wouldn't I? Hit me with that dump. Massive dumps.
Dump all over.
I mean,
me.
I don't know. I don't know how much Spencer was saying he doesn't know much about Metroid lore. SR-388, the planet she's originally investigating here, is from Metroid 2, the planet that she originally went and exterminated all of the Metroids. Once she exterminated all the Metroids, turns out that the Metroids, what are they called? they fought off the X parasites. They're like natural enemies, and since all the Metroids are gone, now the X parasites have taken over. So
Science.
X gonna give it to you.
X going to give it to you. So with them using some of the baby Metroid DNA for the
RIP.
vaccine, that's why she is able to absorb the X parasites because she's technically now got like the Metroid DNA. And they are natural enemies. That's pretty fun. Metroid lore dump. I am Alex. You like Metroid? Did you know that Samus has a gun on her arm?
Did you know that Samus is a girl?
Did you know Samus is Barrett's mom?
Oh shit!
Oh no!
I've been learning a lot today.
From the future. Future.
I really like the kind of like lore in this game. I don't know. It seems so much more developed than the previous games. Like in the other ones, it seems more so like inferred, or maybe you have to read the manual for that. Here, it's really like you start the game and it starts this kind of like eerie spaceship music, and Samus is like on the verge of death. So it's pretty cool.
Up until the games whose name we should not be named, this is the Metroid game with the most story, with the most cinematic elements. Is this title? They actually tell you what's happening with Samus. Samus talks at points. Like that's cool. So like this is like the most narrative focused game outside of the game that shall not be named.
You're talking about Other M?
Yeah.
Shit, he named it.
I'm gonna avoid. Look, I'm gonna have to bring it up at some point because there's narrative elements in this game that they directly bring back and fucking ruin in Other M, and that's kind of like it's so terrible. Like it's so bad that like even playing this game is partially ruined by Other M. It's because they were like, oh yeah, we need to like explain everything, right? So,
I don't know. I have no problem completely eliminating pieces of lore from my own personal canon.
I think that's what they're doing. I mean, they seem pretty ashamed of that game, so I don't even think Nintendo counts it right now. I think,
What's bizarre too is that in this game, technically Samus does have a voice. It's not spoken. It's not like voice dialogue, but she's granted actual dialogue in the game, and I think it works really well.
That's what I was saying a minute ago. That's what I said, Ted.
Oh, I thought I just repeated it for you.
Oh, okay. Oh, did you know that Samus actually talks in this game?
I actually found it really interesting how she has a voice. It's not really voice, but it's spread through text and dialogue.
What does she say?
Help!
Help!
He's like, curse you, computer.
Yeah, so,
Adam!
Oh, whoa.
She says, up and Adam.
Up and Adam. Come on, up and Adam.
It's like Adam never would have sent me here. Gosh, I miss Adam.
I don't want to talk about Adam.
I thought we were getting the lore dump. What happened?
No. I'll explain more about Adam later, and I guess I'll touch Other M because we're never playing that game. So, I'll talk about it.
Never say never. Button Mappers. Year 50.
May eat our words when we complete.
Yeah, when we're like all out of games.
Yeah.
I guess. Have we done Prime Pinball yet? We've done Prime Pinball.
Time to scour the Wii library.
But yeah, standard Metroid fare. She has lost her abilities once again. I think this one makes more sense though. Most of the games just kind of like have her like Prime have her like hit a electrical panel in an elevator. Now she's lost her abilities. This one makes more sense because they had to go in and surgically remove her power suit, so she is weakened.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I do like that. Makes more sense than Samus bumped into a wall and lost 50 upgrades. Oh, shit.
There's just a well thought out kind of sci-fi element to this that I really appreciate. Keeps it interesting.
I also just love the design of the fusion suit. It's so fucking cool. It's like a weird metamorphosis looking suit. It's blue.
Her anthem is "I'm blue, abba dee baba da,
I'm blue,
abba
da-ba-dee.
dee ba da ba."
Yeah, listen up. Here's a story about a little guy that lives in a blue world. And all day and all night and everything he sees is just blue. Like him, inside and outside.
By the
Blew
way,
his house with a blue little window. What?
Federation Force takes place before Metroid 2, but after Corruption.
Okay, so with all the other Prime games, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Were
Federation
you doing that
Force.
this whole time?
No, I found it a while ago. I was just waiting for...
Oh,
I was waiting for a good moment to slip it in, and turns out there was none. So I just decided to do it now.
By the way,
you guys ready to-
Federation Force is actually the original originator.
Metroid 17. Okay.
Confirmed.
Are you guys ready to hop on to the BSL
Let's do some research.
bacon sausage lettuce?
Yeah.
Sir, what should we name this new research center? I told you, bacon sausage lettuce. Okay, that's my order. What'd you say? Oh shit, he's gone.
ESL. Okay, we'll keep it short.
I don't know why he just want me to name it bacon sausage lettuce. What is called BSL? We won't question it.
It's the real host of all the parasites: bacon, sausage, lettuce.
So, the BSL ship. I guess we're starting at the main deck.
Yeah.
On deck.
Do it. This is gonna be tricky though because we have to come back to the main deck later.
Yeah, we'll do that though. We'll come back later.
Okay. So, what do you guys remember about the main deck? The beginning part of the main deck.
Start in the docking bay. Learn how to jump.
Whoa!
Metroid always does like a unspoken tutorial at the beginning, so it's nice to see it showing up again in Fusion. Hopefully there's one in Dread. It's just like this.
No, and Dread, the Federation's gonna call you and be like, Samus, you have to push the A button to jump. Goodbye.
Yeah, he's gonna yell at like Otacon.
Samus!
Samus, you gotta press the A button to jump.
Samus,
If you don't jump, you'll never make it to the next platform.
Use the control stick to move. I hate in game. Oh my god. Okay, I don't want to go off in a tangent. I hate in like 3D games, especially whenever you start off a game and it's like, look at these lights over here. Now look at these lights over here. Now look at the lights above you. It's like, could you imagine if I was playing, if any I don't know any situation in life where I'm just standing still and they're like, okay, now look at these lights. I'm like, ugh.
You've never been pulled over for drunk driving.
I haven't.
Keep it that way.
I guess in that situation they would have you look at lights, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
I think this is a, it's like setting like is on board the spacecraft. Most of the Metroids tend to, not most of them, a decent number start that way. It's like Super Metroid is like you're fighting Ridley on board the spacecraft. Metroid Prime, kind of same deal. Here you're on the spacecraft, and there's a couple parts where you can actually like look outside the window. You can see like kind of space in the background. There's also part where you can see the creatures, and there's kind of like a laboratory, like this forested laboratory.
It's like a house.
And I think it creates a nice visual effect. And of course, it's a hub.
It is kind of interesting though that the entire game takes place on a research station. I don't know. I don't think any of the games had done this beforehand. Some games have done it after, but like this is the first game to not just take place on an entire planet for the whole thing.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
that's neat.
I had mixed feelings about that. Part of me likes it, and the other part of me thinks it's lazy. I was like,
Which part is lazy?
it's like I like seeing how they integrate different environments, and this is skipping ahead slightly, so I'll keep it brief. But I like how they were like how a game like this integrates different environments into one big world. And this one's like, it's a research laboratory, so we simulated it. So here's why you have a water area. It's like, oh, all right. Like, and they're all like, just like you said, a hub. Like they're just placed here for you to go to one to the other. I mean, I get why, so I'm not bummed. I'm not like super bummed about it, but it's also less exploratory for me personally. So
I think though it takes away some of those cryptic elements of the other Metroids. Now, this game certainly has some nuisances in exploration that are characteristic of the 2D Metroids, but at the same time, the computer system helps keep everything really streamlined in a way that I appreciate, and would maybe alleviate some of the concerns somebody would have coming into a Metroid game, being intimidated by this kind of like really open-ended, where the hell am I supposed to go feeling.
Now, this is the first Metroid game on handheld since 2 on Game Boy, which is not great. They remade it for a reason. And also, it came out the exact same time as Prime. So honestly, I think the setup is very smart in terms of being a GBA game, because this is the most of the main series Metroid games. This is the most straightforward Metroid game, and I think it makes sense because I think personally it was designed for pick up and play for like short bursts. So I think the design is smart in that sense.
Yeah, you can totally see that part of it. So I get why they did it. Just not my favorite map.
How do you guys feel about the X parasites in every enemy? So like when you destroy one, a little yellow or green parasite will be released, and they restore either like, health or missiles. But if you don't get them, they turn into another monster.
Okay, so on the gameplay front, I guess it doesn't really matter. I mean, I guess the whole like if you don't capture them, kind of turning into another enemies can be annoying sometimes, or they fuse with like other enemies on the screen. Narratively, I think the X parasites are very smart. They do give me like a John Carpenter's The Thing vibe, and some situations during the game. But I think it makes a ton of sense because they can basically emulate and become any of the creatures they want to. As long as they have a piece of DNA, they can kind of just become that thing. And I think that's incredibly smart, especially if they want to. They're this far down the Metroid lore, and they want to bring back certain elements. I think it's a smart way to do it because it's like, oh, it's this enemy, but it's not actually that enemy. It's just a copy. So I like it on a narrative standpoint. On a gameplay standpoint, it can be annoying if you kill them and you don't grab the X parasite, and they fuse with another enemy and become even stronger, and you're like, shit.
Yeah, I like it. I think it adds a sense of urgency to the combat, and I like chasing it down, even though sometimes it seemed like they're deliberately running away from me. But that was part of the fun of it, so it's cool.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think the tension is well felt and suits the feel of like Metroid games. The way that kind of like gives the game some identity. It does suit it, yes. Gives it a variety of suits.
Do you know who else wears a suit?
James Bond.
Yeah, James Bond. How'd you know?
That's the name of our next game for November Map-Out.
That's sick.
James Bond on the Sega
007 Racing for the PS1.
Classic.
Okay, so anything else you want to talk about the main deck right now? I mean, we're going to come back to this later. Because there's some stuff later we can't talk about right now. So I guess we'll move on to Sector 1 SRX. Sector 1 is SRX, like I just said, and it is actually a recreation, a simulation, or I'm pretty sure if this was a Kingdom Hearts game, it'd be like the copy that's inside your heart of the thing of SR388 the planet, the Metroid's home world. That's weird. Why are they simulating SR388? I don't know. Well, here we are.
Always happy to hear you reference Kingdom Hearts in any game that we play. Just like a little aside like that.
Did you like that?
Yeah, just wonderful that that game exists, and I'm glad you keep bringing it up.
I was making fun of it though, so you should enjoy that.
Yeah. Just do more often. I liked it. I like this. It was cool to see it's a nice touch with the the tubes with the fans that I see here. It's a good reminder of that. And they were like the beasts were like attaching themselves to it, and you had to shoot them off, which was cool. It's a cool touch.
I wish my guy told me which bosses we fought here.
There is none in this section aside from one of the last game bosses.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, it does get a little confusing because you do have to, like, after you kind of explore most of the areas, they do kind of just throw you back and forth.
Yeah.
They're like, go back here, now go back here, now go back here.
Sector 1 is one of the first and one of the last sectors that you go to. In the beginning, it is like shoot the 4 fans because I guess there's like a leak, an infiltration leak that is maybe causing the parasites to spread, and you can actually like hear the fans churning in the background. So there's kind of like cool aesthetic effects for this, and also exploration. I think you get the charge beam here, and but I think you need missiles to destroy the fans, which you get on the main deck. And it's nice, I think, thematically, in terms of this being kind of a research facility and a simulation of the planet's ecosystem.
One of the things, I think it's in this area, one of the things you have to shoot down actually has a GameCube hidden in it. That's pretty cool.
Oh, that's a neat little Easter egg.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, it looks as like part of the design, but yeah, it's a little GameCube, and I guess it makes sense because like this came out at the same time as Prime, so I think it's like 2003. I think I could be wrong on that. So the GameCube would have been the hot new toy in the market.
And that was when they were going with like the indigo color, on everything.
Yeah,
because the Game Boy Advance was the original was like indigo, and
yeah. Actually, man, this is like one of the few games that I would need to get a cartridge of because, like, if you have a link cable, you can get the Fusion suit in Prime.
Oh, sick!
It's pretty cool.
This guide says that to get the charge beam, you have to beat the fake Chozo statue.
Oh, okay.
Is that this area?
It says Sector 1. I do not remember this boss very much, but it looks like it's just kind of like the last phase of the other bosses where it's like a circle and it just has the eye that shoots stuff. It looks like
this is where you begin to be introduced to this kind of like second phase of every boss where it becomes like that eye thing that you have to aim. It's like kind of becomes like a giant cell or something that like can electrify itself, and you just have to keep rebounding it. Dude. Don't remember the actual Chozo fight too well. Go ahead.
Every time I'd fight one of those, it'd be like after I fought the actual boss, and I'd get so mad because it's like I did all that hard work, and then they're gonna make me fight this guy, and I'm usually like at the last legs of my life, so it's always frustrated me. It was cool.
Did we skip a boss? To be
Arachnus?
Yeah, to be fair, I played an hour of this game like 2 weeks ago, and then I played the other 2 hours like yesterday. So like the beginning hour of this game is like 2 weeks old.
Kind of fuzzy.
Yeah. So I totally forgot about this boss.
The other thing is the guides are really like sparse. It's kind of hard to figure out like what was where. What was Arachnus?
He says you fought him on the main deck. I know the creature. I just don't remember the fight being so soon. It's cool. It says here he's from Metroid 2, so that means he was inhabited on SR388. Weird. Why would he be here?
Ooh, and he mimics He mimics the morph ball by rolling around in its shell. It's like a little nod to your morph ball.
You sound like a Pokédex entry. he mimics the morph ball by rolling around in his shell. Arachnus is actually one of the toughest Pokemon to catch.
Arachnus, the shell Pokemon. It rolls around in its shell to mimic the morph ball you will get later.
Yeah, I don't remember that one, and I don't remember the fake Chozo statue, but maybe that's because I played those two fights 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's kind of fuzzy. I think it would like you have to jump strategically and like hang along the wall. He'd be like kind of armadillo-esque. Vaguely remember it.
I do like the idea of the fake Chozo statue because, like, I wonder if Samus actually fell for that, because why would there actually be a Chozo statue aboard this space station?
Yeah, Samus, you idiot.
Yeah. Whoa, they left me a statue here, the Chozo.
Ooh, cool. Let me play with this.
Oh, I didn't know that Chozo made it to this reach of the galaxy.
They've been dead for a while.
Some fun things about Arachnus is that it actually showed up in Metroid 2.
I said that.
Oh, did you? I'm sorry. I missed that.
Yeah. Damn.
Also, another fun fact is that Arachnus showed up in Metroid 2.
I said he inhabited SR388 in Metroid 2. So
I'm just copying Spencer.
I was just saying, like, it's weird he shows up here. I wonder why.
Agree.
Foreshadow.
It makes sense we forgot about fake Chozo statue because this has almost nothing about anything. It was just like a really short boss fight. I don't even know if you'd consider it one, but this thing does.
Sector 1 is... Sorry, I'm jumping back to Sector 1. It feels more like the... maybe like the intro area to like Super Metroid or something, where it's just kind of like... Yep, it's a Metroid game. And nothing really happens yet.
Yeah.
You guys want to go to Sector 2?
Yeah.
Let's go on through.
Sector 2, otherwise known as Tro.
Tropic.
Tro?
Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, Tropic Thunder.
Tro is a plant-themed area. You like plants? Samus, you like plants?
Yes!
That's Samus? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Samus going to space. Yes, I like plants!
I haven't played
You know,
other
like,
M's, so I don't know what she sounds like, so just making
Oh my
up a
god.
voice.
Oh, hold on. Let's see if I can like mimic her voice. She'd be like, yes, I like plants. Plants remind me of Adam. Adam used to call me lady. It was dignifying. Blah, blah, blah. Inner monologue for 3 minutes. That's
Oh.
Samus. Yeah, it's bad.
I like the one where she goes, "Ah!"
What was that?
That was the one I made up in my head.
Okay, I was like, I thought you were like actually referencing something. I was like,
That's probably what she sounds like in like the NES game or something. I never played it, but I'm sure she.
yeah. At the end of the game, she like takes off her helmet.
It's actually the alien from Mars Attacks.
Yeah. That'd be great.
So, what do you guys remember about Sector 2?
This is where I started to get stuck a few times because of some things that weren't explicit. You know, normally, like, I guess I'm so used to like the Link to the Past era of like, let's show you where you can bomb a wall, you know, and that's not exactly transparent in this game because like some normal looking blocks that are part of the floor will be destructible. Other parts in this section raise a metal pillar. Then also you need to wall jump at a couple points here, and that was never taught. I just figured it out after like just 10 minutes of dabbling around or dicking around. But you know, I needed to really, I guess, I needed to start consulting the walkthrough because I was just getting some frustration here.
Did you wall jump in Super?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that one is at least explicit because of those creatures.
Yeah, because the things teach you. But still, I don't know. I do agree that there are very cryptic moments where like there's a moment in the next sector that I got stuck at as a kid for a long time because it's just like you don't know that like you could just destroy this wall. You know, it just looks like a wall. Um, but I don't remember having too many issues with this area though. Um, I will say though, I would kind of agree with was it you, Spencer, that was saying about like it feeling lazy? Who was saying it was feeling lazy being on the ship?
Yeah, I said
Spencer?
it's lazy.
I do agree that in some sense, I guess it like thematically makes a little sense for the areas to be like, this one's tropical, this one's water, this one's fire.
Right.
But like with them having such simulated areas, I do wish that like they looked a little different or like they were, kind of unique.
Yeah.
Um,
This is very similar to Sector 1.
yeah, and once again, like there's a fire area, there's a water area, there's this and that. So it's not like they go too crazy with the different ideas for the sectors.
This one actually had a few dead ends, stifled progression. It's like a part that's underwater that there's almost nothing there, I think. There's another part that's a hallway that you get dropped into later. And in combination with the other stuff, I just, I mean, thematically, there are some variations like the water bit or I guess the deforested look is similar. Yeah, this one, I guess, doesn't have as much character even as the first one.
How do you guys feel, since we're talking about the sectors now, how do you guys feel about the gameplay style of once you enter each sector, you talk to the computer and it kind of gives you your objective in a sense?
Of talking to computers.
I'm cool with it. Like we talked about, I think it's designed for pick up and play a little bit more. So that part I was okay with them just saying like, you need to go here on this map. And then, because there's like a readout or something. And
Yeah.
I thought that made sense to me to like be like, okay, it wants me to go here for now. And that's my mission. And so like as a pick up and play, it makes a lot of sense to be like, here's your mission, go. And then you can come back.
Basically, Vector the crocodile.
Find the computer room from Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Classic.
Classic.
No, I do like it. We'll talk about the computer later and its importance in the plot, but
We're going to talk about
I do-
Spencer's computer.
yeah, Spencer, talk about your computer.
Don't get me started.
Don't get me started.
Don't get me started, girl.
I got this computer. You don't even want to know.
You don't even.
Hi, Ram.
Anyway,
Hi, Ram.
if this was Kingdom Hearts, you could download your heart to your computer and then go to a virtual level based on Tron.
So you
Go
go
back
to a
to-
virtual coffee shop and virtual dates. Virtua.
There's actually a virtual Sora in one of the games, and he counts as his own character because Jiminy Cricket turned his journal into a computer entry somehow, and now you have to explore his journal through a computer as Data Sora. I fucking hate Kingdom Hearts story; it's garbage.
Stalker. You're stalking Sora.
I hate all of it, and you keep bringing it up. Like, why do you? We're here playing Metroid Fusion.
Never give me the keys to RPG Archive because I'm doing Kingdom Hearts.
Oh no, I would love for you to do that, so I would never have to talk about it and be like, "Oh yeah, we talked about it on this episode that I wasn't a part of." Because
Kingdom Hearts lore dump.
Go for it.
He'll do a ranking.
Yeah.
Yeah, ranking the Kingdom Hearts stories, worst to best.
I'd have to give it
Anyway.
a D. It's
4.
Dragon Quest.
These nuts.
Yep.
That's a joke. Sector 2, plants. You fight. What's his name? The hoppy guy. Hold on.
Bellhop.
Yeah,
Zazaby
Bellsprout.
Bell. Oh, that one.
Zazaby sounds like a Pokemon.
Zazabee, the hop Pokemon.
The hopping
The
Pokemon.
suction cup Pokemon.
Did you know
The penis
Azabi
Pokemon.
descended from ancient bees? X parasite combined with the bee larva to create Azabi.
This one's interesting because I mean, obviously, all the enemies are the X parasite, but like, I've never seen this thing before, so it's kind of cool.
Basically, like a portable vacuum cleaner.
Basically, you just got the morph ball and bombs and everything at this point in the game, so like, this is like one of the boss fights that's like, oh, there's a small opening on the bottom. I wonder what you gotta do. And
It's
like,
not make a morph ball.
it's not making morph ball. You gotta shoot the missiles. But how many of you thought it was the fucking morph ball first time you played?
Me,
because the game,
for sure.
as video game logic, it would have been the morph ball, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha this time.
This game's like, nah, bitches.
I've been bamboozled.
been duped.
It's like Scooby-Doo. They reveal the mask. It's Core X.
It's Azabi the entire time.
Jiggies.
And
Is that a parasite?
Zazabee gives you both the spring ball and the high jump ability. How OP is that? It had both.
I didn't even know what I got when I got it. I had to ask Alex.
Spring. Oh yeah. You didn't know the spring. Man, that spring ball is cool as fuck.
Love spring
longer will
rolls.
I have to use bombs to hop. I can just hop.
I just unlock spring rolls.
Yeah, spring rolls. You just
Don't do anything. But God, is she hungry?
You kill it and it explodes in the spring. Samus never eats, so I always assume like her suit like feeds her or something. Anyway,
You can finish the game in a few hours, so you know I don't think she needs that long. She probably ate before
true.
she got here.
True, it's a short game. It's like
She ate on the ship.
I'll get some takeout after this.
It's rolled. All right, we're going to the buffet.
Now, next
Adam,
we don't
I'll
actually
see you there.
Adam will see you at the buffet. Next
Steamy
you don't actually.
with Sora
No.
and Goofy.
Donald?
Oh my god.
Darkness.
Dude, in Kingdom Hearts 3, because like you can find
That's the only one I
ingredients and
beat.
take them back. You can find so you can find ingredients and take them back to fucking what's his name, Remy or whatever from Ratatouille, and you make stuff. And every fucking location you go, every time you're doing anything, Donald's like, "This is a good place to find some ingredients." And I'm like, "Shut the fuck up, Donald! Shut the fuck up, Donald!" It's like every fucking area. I'm like, "Shut up, Donald!" I don't give a shit about your ingredients. Why are we talking about Kingdom Hearts this episode?
You keep bringing it up. I don't know why.
I didn't bring it this time. That was Teddy this time.
This is Teddy, I guess, but you spurred him.
Sneeze to that.
I started it. Whoa.
Thought I was gonna sneeze.
There it is. There.
Bless.
Let it out, buddy. Let it all out.
Did it?
All right.
Put it out there.
Do you guys want to go to Sector 3 next? Because you don't actually go to Sector 3 first.
Yes.
You go to 4. Okay, we'll just do 3. Fuck it.
Fuck it. It's edgy.
Well, if we're gonna go out of order, do you want to talk about all the bosses and all the areas while we're there?
Yeah, this is kind of hard. This guide doesn't really tell you the order of the bosses and which area.
Yeah, because the other boss was Notori.
Notorious. B.I.G.
to be confused with Notorious.
Yeah, B.I.G.
It's Notori.
Yeah, this I guess Sector 2 you fight Notori.
Oh, dude, Notori was sick.
Yeah,
Fuck this fight.
Dude, fortunately, there's a safe spot not too far off, but like, you know, those like wasp things do a decent bit of damage coming up here. But every time I dropped in, the Venus flytraps would suck me in, and I'd be like, it's got to be the morph ball bomb, right? And if I do it enough, I'll be able to get out. They just like inhale you, and then there's also like these pincers on the walls, but.
I
think after like the 5th try, I figured out like, oh, you got to go on the platform.
You can get out of
really
the.
not that.
You can get out of the plants by doing a spin jump, which took me like 8 tries to realize that. I was literally like so mad, yelling at my girlfriend, like, why can't I jump out of these stupid plants? Like, this is the stupidest level ever.
I just imagine your girlfriend walks in the room. She's just like, "Hey, I'm gonna get something to eat. Do you want anything?" Why can't I jump out of the plants?
So, fuck your dinner. I'm trying to get out of this damn plant.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, just like, okay, honey, I'm gonna go get some meat.
Backs out of the room.
Got my red ass just staring at her like, get the fuck out of here! But you know how to get out of these plants.
Any veggies tonight?
I'm playing the Tory.
Yeah, fucking the Tory.
Maybe we are doing veggies so you could get revenge.
I was also getting mad because like I was getting stuck on the plants. So this is actually one of the fights because I played. It's like me and Teddy played on the Wii U. That's fun. So this is one of the areas that I would like place what's it called, a load point or whatever you want to call it. You know, the
save state,
quick save that they do. Save state, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Right before the fight. That way, whenever I died, I could just like load back into the fight because I was like, "Fuck this fight."
TS charge. I did the same thing.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, fuck this. I did that for a couple of the bosses because it was like, I mean, I'm just going to come back here anyway, so I might as well just like save right before the boss fight.
Well, it is worth mentioning, I was on a time crunch. You know, this morning, I only had 2 hours logged in the game, and it was like 6 hours before we started. So I was just like, I'm doing everything I can to make sure I finish before the map out. I finished it like an hour and a half ago.
So it's fresh on your brain.
But yeah, it's once you get it, and then that's how most of the bosses are in this game. Is like once you get it, and it's like, okay, simple enough. But like, man, this one I died so many times, and you have to keep shooting him with. I mean, I did rockets. I don't know if you do anything else, but rockets and jumping up and down to dodge because his second form, he's like shooting lasers either up or low, and you gotta jump.
Yeah,
like
that one wasn't bad. I did like just how much vitality it had, like, 'cause this is a real rocket fuel, you know, like, and you have so many missiles by this point in the game. It's like, this reminds me of like in Super Metroid, you don't really get that sense until you fight Ridley of like, I need to use all my missiles.
Right.
This is an earlier boss that kind of gives you that sense.
I was gonna say this reminds me of like fighting Mother Brain, because it's really isn't like a fight with the boss per se. It's more like a fight with the room. Where you just kind of have to avoid the things flying at you and not get knocked off and stuff, and shoot missiles. It's very much like the fight in the first Metroid, but especially when you fight Mother Brain, because you're literally just avoiding the obstacles in the room and shooting a thing. So, don't say I can't say I loved it. It looked cool.
Here's some trivia. Notori and the fake Chozo statue may be some form of reincarnations of Torizo, statues that Samus fought on Zebes in Super Metroid.
It's the bacon sausage lettuce combo.
Chorizo.
Chorizo
sausage.
The X may have mimicked both statues, hence one gray and one golden statue.
So basically, they're doing research on Mexican food.
Yeah. And get the spice just right.
In that sense, they would have had to have had some sort of data about that stuff aboard the ship. Otherwise, the Parasites wouldn't know what that was.
What, breakfast wraps?
Yeah, breakfast wraps. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
You need a lot of data on breakfast wraps.
You got me.
Cool.
So, all right, so Sector 3?
Like Sector P, because it starts with P. P-Y-R.
You good?
Notorious Sector P.
It's a classic.
This is the hot section. It's hot.
Or run the air conditioner because it's getting hot.
It's getting hot in here.
Yes, it's hot, hot, hot.
Now, obviously, in classic Metroid fashion, part of the world, part of this sector, is not accessible till you get the Varia suit. Because Samus needs a Varia suit.
It's me, Variety. I heard a cat.
It's my cat. Yeah, it was yelling at me outside my bedroom door. I was pouring. Side note: I was pouring my coffee beans into my grinder this morning, and my cat thought it was the sound of like cat food in his bowl. He's fucking losing his mind.
Wow.
I was like, I'm just trying to make coffee, man. So back to Sector 3. What do you guys remember about Sector 3?
It just had the coolest boss in the game for me.
What was that?
That's all. I don't want to skip anything else. So like, if you guys have
Yeah.
other stuff to say, go for it. But I mean, it's got hot stuff and a badass boss.
It's got hot stuff.
Hot stuff.
I think you get the speed boots here, so you got to do some crazy running jumping.
Yeah. Classic speed boots. Do you guys like the speed boots? Do you guys like how you have to initiate the speed boots?
Yeah, for the most part, it's fine.
Of just running.
Yeah, but like you have to run. Like usually, like unless you're in like a long room, you have to run from like a different room a lot of the time.
I bet you that has something to do with like the mobile thing, like the
Yeah.
Which
It's
I
like-
thought was cool. I didn't hate it.
Yeah, I just kind of wish there was like an easier way to initiate the run boots without like just sprinting for like 2 other rooms until you can like do it. But
But I thought they
I don't know,
did a couple of the puzzles creatively enough that it worked for it.
oh no, it does. It's kind of like clear usually whenever you're like you see like a long stretch of nothing or like, even if it's just like enemies, but like like a flat terrain,
Yeah.
you're like can run here.
Yeah.
This is a running area. What was your boss fight?
The security robot box, BOX.
That was your favorite fight?
Yeah. It wasn't the hardest, but it was the most entertaining and like the most action sequency fight for
Why?
me. I like the idea of shooting climbing on the damn thing and then shooting missiles down at it. I thought it was just really cool.
Climbing on the ceiling like monkey bar style is pretty cool.
Yeah. And it just felt like so epic and just like there was a level of precision, but it wasn't too difficult. But there was still a certain level of precision where it was really satisfying to hit him.
There's also another cool phase here. It's not necessarily a great boss, but this level takes on new meaning when you get the cooling beam. But also the boiler is like overreacting, and you have like 6 minutes to get there. And before the timer counts down, when you get to the designated location, the boiler room, there's a scientist hacking away at the thing, and so you go and like guess you walk into him and he damages you. And it's like, what's that about? And then he turns into a Core X.
Yeah,
That's
freaking awesome.
That's the most like John Carpenter thing in the game. Is that
What's
like,
thing in the game?
Yeah, the thing in the game. That's all I could describe it because like I don't know how much you guys know about that movie.
Oh, it's one of my
basically,
favorites.
Like, oh, okay, I didn't know. Taddy, do you know anything about the movie? Okay.
Other than it's by a carpenter whose name is John.
Okay. Well, the thing takes. I don't want to go through the whole movie, but I'll just tell you it's about a bunch of researchers in what is it, the Arctic, right? And they come across an alien parasite of sorts that can mimic anything, and that's basically it. They're just trying to survive, and so is the parasite. It's trying to just find a way to escape.
Do you ever watch Star Trek, the original, like the classic television series? Like one of the first 3 episodes is like that.
Yeah, it's just cool because it's like you don't know who to trust. It's like, are they a parasite or are they not? This moment especially gives me a lot of vibes of that when you first see the scientists and you're like, is there somebody alive here? And it's like, nope. It's the ex-parasite.
Sweet moment. Like it's just really. I mean, I don't care about the boss, but like You get to that room, you expect to fight like something big or just be able to turn the thing off, but no, there's like a boss. And so you've got the combination of the timer going down and to redo everything, and also the fact that like here's a human, the first human I guess that you see on board the spacecraft. It's not even a human, so it plays with you a little bit.
It's a Heartless.
From Kingdom Hearts.
Heartless.
And they were split into a Heartless and a Nobody, and the Nobody doesn't have a soul, but they can feel emotion.
Gosh, Donald, why doesn't it have a heart?
But if you become an important Nobody, you just get an X in part of your name, which the X can track your location. In Kingdom Hearts, also a moon. All right, back to Metroid Fusion. Yeah, I don't really like the fire. Like this is like one like kind of like Spencer said earlier. It feels like one of the lazier areas because it's just like fire area. My question is like, what's the application of this area?
Boiler room.
They got a boiler room.
Yeah, boiler room. That's it. You know, it's like, why do we need an entire fire section for this? Like, what are we?
Well, they're testing how heat affects stuff.
Don't spoil anything.
Also, sand level. They've got a lot of sand.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It just feels like one of those Nintendo checklists. Like fire level, check. Got it.
Yeah. You know, they do have some cool creatures here, though, I think. Like some flying robots, and then those like demonic sperm-looking heads that like project out of the wall and extend.
Oh yeah, those things are gross.
Those were cool
One of those
to
was-
freeze them and jump on them.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of them was blocking my progression, and I never would have guessed that you had to turn into a morph ball and go underneath it to like rid of the block and hit the button that was like on blocking off the wall.
Said block a lot.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready to move on to Sector 4, named after one of my favorite Kingdom Hearts characters,
Aqua.
Aqua? You know, she was trapped in the realm of darkness for like 10 years or something, but really it was like 30. I don't even know.
Speaking of Aqua, remember Barbie Girl?
Oh,
I'm a Barbie girl.
Yeah.
In
a Barbie world.
Barbie world.
Life is
I eat
fast.
plastic. It's fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You could brush my hair. Is
More
Samus
fall
secretly
everywhere.
Barbie?
Yeah.
Underneath the...
That's her day job.
Your day job is being Barbie.
Yeah.
The night shift, she's bounty hunter.
I'm sure there was like a Barbie game on the Super Nintendo or something. Maybe
I'm sure.
maybe they're the same person.
Maybe it's a crossover.
Yeah.
This is the water area. A lot of the water has been electrified when you first go in, so you can't go into a lot of the water, which is very fun if you accidentally fall into it and you have to like scurry to get out.
My definition.
I actually
of
originally,
time.
the first time I ever played this as a kid, granted I was a kid, so I was dumb. I mean, I'm not that much smarter now, but still I was dumb. I got stuck here because in the first area you go to, you have to like climb on the thing, and then you go up the different shafts and stuff to like look around, and there's a wall that you can just blow up, and it doesn't look like anything. And I got stuck here for the longest time because I just didn't know where to go.
Yeah, you gotta love those walls that don't look like it.
But yeah, me as a kid was like, maybe I have to like go through the water and find a different platform or something, or maybe and like I died I don't know how many times, and like I got to a point whenever I was a kid where I was like, screw this game, I'm playing Mario World.
I got stuck in the exact same spot, so
Same.
I'm
Yeah,
33
the same
years
spot.
old.
Yeah,
so.
it's just the wall. Because like, it's not even like like Teddy said earlier. It doesn't look like like there's no cracks. It doesn't like look like you can just blow it up. It's just a wall.
Yeah.
So, this time I figured it out, and I did eventually figure it out as a kid too. I don't know when. I was a kid, but like I just remember for the longest time like running around that area like, what do I do?
I appreciate though. I appreciate in those sections though. I think they kind of knew that was going to be tricky, So they really limited like the places you could go at that point, because you couldn't really go back. You were blocked by some, I can't remember what it was. It's too long, but there's only like 2 different places, and it was a bitch to get from one to the other. But you could only really go to 2 places, so it worked out that it was.
Yeah, I think like you couldn't go back up to the entrance.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you're kind of like stuck in the area. So you'd be like, well, there has to be a way out of here.
Exactly. Like, unless they really are fucking with me, which is always a slight fear, but in general, I trust Nintendo's control. So
Yeah.
I'm like, there has to be in one of these is something that I can do, and that was the more obvious choice.
Actually happened to me like at a stupid point in the game. I think it was like Sector 2. Is like there were like 2 platforms that were too high for Samus to jump on, and I was right between both of them. I was just kept trying to jump, and I was like, did I fuck up? Like, am I not supposed to go here? Like, a metal bar, of course, extends after you just bomb a random spot on the ground. But in this one,
I guess
yeah, a lot of like vertical sections, and you just wonder, like, is there something I could blow up and I just couldn't tell? Like, there's an energy tank. There's a lot of those that are kind of just out in the open, which I kind of appreciate. But that's like under a barricaded area, and I'm like, well, was that destructible or something? Did I use all my items? I just start like doubting whether or not I've done it. But this one, like, and there's another part where it's like, you go up and around all of these like annoying areas, and it's just the navigation is terrible. There's like these crabs on platforms, and it's impossible to jump down and get on them. This actually starts a trend with those line-looking walls that look completely normal, but are kind of a chain effect destruction if you use a morph bomb on them. Even from this point on, I never recognized them in the rest of the game as like being specifically chain blow-up sequences.
So when you're sent to this area the first time, the computer is sent for you to go kill or investigate, then kill a creature that has escaped named Ceres. You guys want to talk about Ceres?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh. Ceres, the serpentine Pokemon. It appears in Sector 4, Aqua.
I think this is one of the easier fights in the game, from what I remember. I honestly just like stood on a platform and just shot it in the head when it came by. I like jumped over it a couple times, but like pretty easy. Didn't really engage me.
This doesn't engage me.
Doesn't engage me. Well, it's just like there's like two type. There are like 2 types of fights in this game. Either it's like, oh, that was pretty easy, or like, fuck this boss.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this was one of the. Oh, that's pretty easy. Ceres. Just kind of killed it, and I was like, oh, whatever.
I lied. This is where you get Speed Booster. You get it from Ceres. You use it in Sector 4, but you also use it in Sector 3.
You don't really use it here that much.
Like where it says attacks ramming.
Just don't find it riveting. Do more to engage me.
Engage me, Ceres.
As a
Engage
gamer.
me.
As a real gamer.
Ceres,
playing
I
a
love
game.
you, Ceres, please.
You need to work on your engagement.
Engage me, Ceres.
Should be more like Kingdom Hearts, where I feel engaged.
I'm engaged by the deep narrative.
Real deep narrative of the love between a duckling and a man. Arnold and Sora.
Yep. Ceres. Sure is.
You gonna ride on the Ceres wheel?
Hey, that's a joke, man. Good job. Yeah, no, it does make sense to get the speed booster here because you use it in Sector 3 a lot. And Sector 3, there's like, do you guys remember that area in Sector 3 after you get a speed booster where like you just have to like jump through like 3 walls? It's just like you have to like just jump through 3 entire walls, and it's like, how would you know that?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it's like it might have been for like when you're. It's just like you can go get like a certain like a E-tank or something. I don't know, but yeah, it's just like you have to run and like jump through like 3 walls, and it's like, who would do this?
Hey, you know, there is like the second time that you come back here that's pretty cool, and where I started to notice some throwbacks to Super Metroid.
Oh, you're talking about when you're underwater?
Hmm.
I don't care for that section. Maybe because I don't care for underwater.
I mean, it sucks before you have the aquatic shoes, so you can play as normal.
The
I
gravity
just,
suit?
just like what the hell was the lobster looking dude's name in Super Metroid?
Sebastian.
Yeah,
Sebastian the Lobster.
Sebastian the Lobster.
that was great, boss. Sebastian from Super Metroid.
Under the sea.
In Planet Zebus. In Planet Zebus.
Well, anyways, there's miniature versions of that guy that you fight, so that's kind of like a cool throwback. And then they also had the you know there's like that one room in Super Metroid where it's like kind of like a aquarium looking tunnel.
Mhm.
You need to use the super bomb to like shatter the glass.
Yeah, that was
It's not necessarily a sequence like that, but I remembered, in Super Metroid, you use the super bomb to blow up the glass, and it ended up being useful here too.
Yep, I remember
Yeah,
thinking the exact same thing. That's the only reason I did it there.
There's like 2 spots here where you could do that too.
One of them, it's useless.
In Planet Zebus. In Planet Zebus. I want the Metroid musical.
It's hard to rhyme with Zebus.
Yeah. Down here, it's scary. Down here, there's Terry.
Under the sea.
Planet Sabbath.
On Planet Zebus.
Ridley, huh?
Leha.
Ridley, huh? Yeah, I the navigating the second time you come back in this area, I didn't enjoy that as much because there are certain areas that are just very fucking cryptic on like what you can bomb and what you can't. And it almost becomes like maze-like at certain points. And it got to the point to where like once I was like just out of the area, out of the water, I was like, thank God. I was like, I'm tired of seeing water.
Mind. I think you get like the diffusing missile shot here too. You know, like there's like those things that like blow up a mine and then they retract when they're not too close. I couldn't figure out how to progress past them at first, but then you know, you use that thing to good effect. I don't think there's any other bosses here though. Is it only Saris?
Yeah, according to the guide, only Saris is here.
What a
guide.
what a drag.
Pause the guide.
Hello, you can fight Saris.
You can fight Saris in Sector 4.
He's not going to engage you.
Sector 5. Joan's a big fan of this one because it's Joan of Arc. That was
It's not Joan of Arc. It's supposed to be Arctic.
Oh shit!
Shit.
Oh fuck! Oh no!
Damn.
Oh god! What have I done?
Holy shit!
Holy shit!
Oh my God.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear. Sector 5.
Sector 5. Metal Gear.
No.
I guess this would be like the opening of Metal Gear, right?
Yeah.
This was like Arctic.
Yeah.
So, you know, we haven't really mentioned it. I don't know if you guys want to mention it now, because this has one of the sections that scares the shit out of me. We haven't talked about the SAX at all.
Oh yeah.
Do we want to do that now?
Let's do it.
Saxophone. Saxophone. Yeah. Bloop, 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 bloop. Metroid.
Bloop 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 bloop. Bloop 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 bloop.
That shit's
Metroid.
terrifying.
Is that how
The
you
second that the sax blows, I'm like, oh shit.
Imagine if like there was like a saxophone power up in Metroid.
That
It's
would be like a
this-
great Quentin Tarantino villain that just like enters a room and plays a saxophone.
but he's like scary as fuck.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, no
you're
doubt.
just scared of like saxophones after you see that movie.
Yeah.
Like SAX rolls out to like a straight saxophone harmonics.
Do you know why I play this saxophone? No. Why?
It's like every time I hear fucking Stuck in the Middle with You, I just think of Reservoir Dogs. It's like that. It's like, damn it. No, like every time I hear
Ruin that
saxophone.
song.
Yeah, every time I hear saxophone, I'll think of that.
Yeah.
So we haven't talked about the SAX at all. I was wondering when we were going to bring that up. Maybe we could do it now because there are certain sections in this area, the next one that, well, previous ones too, actually, that the SAX is relevant.
Mhm.
Do you guys want to
Let's do it.
jump into that? Okay, so the XA...
Sora. Go for it.
Sora, yeah, this is digital Sora. I was kidding. So in the beginning, Teddy mentioned that while reading the synopsis, that they had to surgically remove part of Samus's suit. Of course, give her the serum with the Metroid stuff. Anyway, so the X parasite has infested her power suit that was removed and has basically become a fake version of full power Samus, which is terrifying because full power Samus is pretty fucking strong, and you are not full power. So any moment that the SAX, who is also aboard the ship, comes into contact with you is fucking terrifying. And it happens a few times throughout the game. I think this is one of the moments that I remember the most is in this sector. And the game doesn't explicitly tell you what to do. There's a couple times where like you'll accidentally be in an area and you'll see the SAX in a different area and stuff. That's kind of cool. But like there's areas like in here where the SAX is just there and you just gotta go. you can't fight it. You just gotta fucking go.
Oh yeah.
And it's every time that happens. I don't know how many times I played this game. Every time that happens, it's just fucking like it's butthole clenching, scary. It's like,
Well, what's genius about it too is that it's not like a lot of games, especially at this time, even now, they'll just be like, you can't fight that, and there'll be this cutscene, and then Samus will do a backflip and then shoot something or whatever, and then walk away. It's like, whoa, cool. But in this game, it tells you that this thing will kick your ass. Like they tell you at a certain point, like that, don't fight it. It's ridiculous. And then it just like puts you in a situation where it's there and you're there and there's no cutscene. You can move around and you can choose to fight it and you'll get your ass kicked. But they give you these little ways of hiding from it. So you're always like, you know that you have to hide and so you can just experience it in action instead of like in a cutscene. It's genius.
yeah, we are recording this in a pre-Dread world. Dread has not come out yet, and we have to plan this up ahead of time. So as of right now, I don't know if the security robot thing in Dread is going to act like this, but I'm hoping there are sections where it's just there. Like it's not like scripted, and it's like it goes in this pattern, dodge it. This is like I'm hoping there's sections where it's just like this, where it's like just fucking survive, figure it out. When you do encounter the SAX, a couple shots from the SAX, you're dead. Like it'll drain your health quick.
Can we measure time in post and pre-Dread from now on?
Yeah, post Dread. Yeah,
Recording live from a
2000
post-Dread world.
Yeah, there's a PD, which is post Dread, and PRD, which is pre-Dread.
So next year it'll be just one PD.
One PD.
The year one.
One PD.
AD, PD, and AD.
Oh, post Dread then after Dread. Okay, sorry,
Yeah,
pre-Dread. then
Pre-Dread,
after
yeah.
Okay, that makes
pre-Dread and after Dread. So AD is going to be
BD, before Dread.
BD and AD. Okay,
Yeah.
one AD. But Teddy, what do you think about the SAX?
Yeah, I don't remember if it was this one in Sector 5, but there was one escape sequence where it was just like a nonstop frenzy of things you had to do. Like the last thing I'd want to do when escaping SAX is curl into a morph ball and then use a super bomb because like that's a huge time sink and he's catching up to you and you have to wait for the thing to explode. So the tension is real. Other times when you see it, it's just kind of lurking and you kind of like don't get in its way, but like the ones where you're really like running away from it can be really intense. There's one where you actually are able to hide from it if you jump on top of a platform soon enough, and then it'll walk back. So really clever stuff.
Oh my god! Thank God we all essentially played on a ROM, because that one that you're talking about where you had to run away from her, and like it was like 3 screens of pure just like terror.
Yeah.
I died at that like 10 times. Like,
I think that was section 6, right?
Yeah, I think so.
oh, was it? Okay.
God, yeah,
But
I
yeah,
died
it
on that
was-
one a couple of times too. But well, it's the part where you have to stop and bomb the wall. Because
Yeah.
you waste so much time.
Yeah.
You do have to come back to Sector 5 3 times. It's outlined 3 times in the walkthrough that I'm looking at.
Yeah, that you know that's probably my only big fault with this game is that it's kind of hard for me to remember the sections individually because the computer is always like, "Oh shit, go back there." Oh yeah, go back to that one.
I'm kind
All
of
right.
okay with it though when you start kind of having to sneak into sectors as part of your escape route because like the power grid is off or something like that. There's one part where you're taking the elevator back up and then the power just goes. You have
I
to
don't-
take like a hallway, like a morph ball hallway from midway through the elevator.
I don't mind it per se. Like I said, I do love this game a lot, but I do think that Super Metroid it works better there because for one, the areas feel organic and kind of tell a story. The areas here don't really do that. So whatever the computer is like, oh, just go back to 4. Oh, yeah, now go back to 3. All right, now go back over here. I got a job for you over here. It's kind of just feels like I'm just kind of running errands at some points.
Well, yeah, and that was where my laziness thing came in. Is it's like I liked it where it was more natural, and it was like we need to go somewhere that's hot. Oh, that would be the hot place. Let's navigate over there. And this one, yeah, it's just like, oh, go to 5, go to 3. Like you said, it's more like okay, bye.
Hey, go to 5 because you can only go to this computer room because that's the only one we unlocked for you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
At the same time, though, there's still that sensation of dread, I guess, unironically using it,
Oh.
but that I think this game really capitalizes on. As soon as I get an item, I'm always like, what the hell's going to happen? Something's going to shake across the screen. I'm going to have to, like, prepare for some, like, unique a boss or something like that. I just think that the game keeps you on your toes. First playthrough, it's like really, it's an experience. I think.
Oh yeah, like it's. I think doing a deep dive like this, it's the issues with the setup is noticeable. But I think if you're just playing the game, it feels pretty organic and like
Yes.
like you wouldn't just like be like, I'm going to criticize this game from you're like you probably be like, oh, I'm playing like this game's fun, you know.
I don't know. I did, but also it's worth noting that like we said at the beginning, we recently played through Super Metroid, so I kind of had that fresh in my head, and I really liked that map. And this one to me felt lacking. But again, I get it because it's a mobile game. Mobile game sounds weird. It's a GBA
I
game,
know.
so it's like
Yeah, but it's
different.
the same team. It is the team from Super though that made this game 8 years later, granted, but still. I do actually think it's interesting though because like I wonder if this game was set up closer to Super, if people would like it as much because it's kind of like Super is the pinnacle of the classic series, so it's sort of like I guess Fusion was them being like, okay, we're going to try something a little different now.
Yeah.
With the classic formula.
It achieves something else. It achieves more of a cinematic, like storytelling game that I don't think Super got as better or did as well.
The other thing too, I lost it.
Grab it. Get it.
It's always the last place
Get
to
it.
look.
You gotta dive into your heart, Sora.
Open your heart.
What about Nightmare? Oh, sorry. Was that?
Oh, yeah.
Was that this
One
one?
of the best. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is this one. It's the final time you come back here.
I need to look something up.
I do
I thought
have questions on this one because when I bring it up, it has pictures of other M.
For the longest time, I got. Oh God, I'll answer those in a second. For the longest time, I got his name mixed up with the thing you fight in Super Metroid. I'm looking at it now because the thing you fight in the ship in Super Metroid is Phantoon.
Mm.
You know, the ghost thing. And then I got this guy's Nightmare. But for the longest time, I called this guy Phantoon. And I got that's wrong. I had to look it up because I was like, is this Phantoon or is this Nightmare? This is Nightmare. Okay. What? I'm going to answer Spencer's question first. What?
Okay. Well, it looks really, really scary in Other M, like in a weird way, almost like it might be just bad graphics. I can't tell, but
Oh, this is an abomination. Or in Other M it is, are you saying?
yeah, Other M, it looks real. Like the face is a lot more pronounced. Like in the GBA in Fusion, it looks like a robot that just got its face was molded to look like a face. And this one actually
Pretty
looks
creepy,
like a
though.
face. Yeah.
I have to say, even in Fusion, it's pretty damn creepy.
So, I don't know how much you guys really read into it in Fusion, but I mean, if you picked up on it, you probably did. Is that it's it's like a military weapon that the Federation made, and Other M, which Other M tries to take elements from every fucking Metroid game and throw them into a blender. Other M takes place on the thing called the bottle ship, which is kind of like Fusion, where you have like different sectors, and the escape sequence at the very end of Other M, which is kind of cool. I do like this idea. As you're trying to escape, there is a surprise fight with Nightmare at the very end. So I don't know. He's there, which kind of like kind of ruins this because this would be the second time she's fought Nightmare chronologically in that sense. So makes no sense.
Yeah.
Story wise, I don't know. I mean, I guess he could have been on the bottle ship as well, but just kind of like ruins Fusion for me a little bit because it's like, well, this isn't the first time.
It's funny you bring up the bottle ship because it's kind of similar in a sense to the gummy ship from Kingdom Hearts.
Like, dude, like we're Chip and Dale,
right?
Hope you give the gummy ship.
Then you have like these spaceship shooter sequences.
Yeah.
Nightmare is sick. I think this is a great boss battle.
Oh my god, dude! I was getting so mad at this.
I
fight.
got tore up, man. I died plenty of times.
So
I loved it. I loved every second.
Oh my god! So I was playing this on the Wii U, and I had as I was playing this game, since I played it before and stuff, but it's been quite a bit since I played through it completely. I had a my phone was just playing random YouTube videos, and I was just like listening to them as I played the game. Not like of this game, but just like in general, just for like background noise. I got so pissed off at this fight. I like turned off my phone because I was like, I just need to focus. Like I was getting so mad. I would like fucking, because it's the thing with this fight is that when it first pops up, it's not that bad. It's the second phase where it like flies around the room and there's no discernible pattern.
There's 4 phases. So the one is it starts off and there's like it's just normal and you have to aim at like the missile thing.
Yeah.
The second phase is it becomes anti-gravity and you can't jump. And he starts crushing down on you. The third phase is when he starts flying around the room, which is a pain in the ass. And it's like impossible to get him to place in the right place. So like when you go on the stairs, you can start hitting him.
Yeah.
Then the 4th phase is Core X.
Well, I don't really count the core because all of them do that one.
Yeah, but this one's the garbage Core X, where it's like the homing eye beam, and when you fire at it,
flies around,
fires back at the same exact time.
I counted the anti-gravity thing as part of phase 1 because it didn't. That was over quick. What got me was the phase where he flies around the room. It took me forever, not only because you have to find a way to dodge that, but also like after you had to get him back into a good position to shoot him.
It's really hard to do.
I finally got it though. I was able to latch onto that ladder on the side and just fucking lay into him. Like, So every time I would just hop back on that ladder and just lay into him. And after that, I did that. I got him like 3 times. But before I like thought to do that, I was just trying to like jump and shoot him and then jump over him and stuff. And fucking Christ, I don't know how many times I died here, but I was getting so mad.
I tried a good couple times to shoot him in the face, and it never worked. So I spent the next like 20 minutes trying to climb under him and keep shooting him that way, which was obviously horrible. And I got so frustrated at this. And then eventually my girlfriend's like, why don't you just shoot him in the face? And I was like, I did that, you idiot! But I'll try again. And then I did it and it worked. I said, I'm sorry.
Nice.
You didn't deserve that.
This one also, I think when you talk about the jumping around thing, this is where you have to use not the screw attack, but it's called something else before you get the
somersault
screw attack.
thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Somersault thing.
Yeah, somersault
The
thing.
thing.
The shitty screw attack.
It's a little better than in Super Metroid. I find it mostly responsive, but just, it's really hard to navigate.
The timing's bizarre. My issue was playing. I don't know if you had the same issue, Teddy. Playing on the Wii U. We played different ways though. I played using the Pro controller on the Wii U because
what a pro.
I'm a sane person and I don't want to touch the tablet right now. Every time I would try to do that somersault, the D-pad isn't the best. So I had a choice between using the D-pad and the stick. And either way, I would accidentally hit up or down, and it would cancel out of my fucking somersault all the time. It was garbage. So especially if I had to like go up like a narrow shaft or something, I had to like go back and forth. If I tried to push the other direction, a lot of times I would accidentally aim upwards, and then I would fall back down, and I was like, "Son of a bitch!" So there were many segments where that was a pain in the ass. So Nintendo, please redesign your Wii U D-pad.
For the record, the tablet D-pad was really good. Like I really enjoyed that and the size of the buttons. So I had a blast. I thought I was like super sane.
Nah, dude, I like the Wii U Pro controller because it has like a Super Nintendo setup with sticks basically. But like, that's the first time I ever had an issue with that D-pad. So that like that nature where it was like accidentally aiming me up or down. And I was like, this is bullshit.
The tablet was good. It was like I had my own massive GBA in my hands.
Yeah.
Sticks that I didn't use.
They should just do that as a console.
Yeah.
Cool.
It would be a big switch, but you know. The nightmare.
You got jokes.
What do you get here? You get ice missiles?
Gravity suit.
Gravity suit. I love the gravity suit. That is my favorite color scheme for Samus. That's the one I use in Smash Bros. Is the purple. The plasma beam. Samus. The plasma beam.
It's me, Samus.
It's me, Samus.
Samus. I'm Samus. I'm Seamus.
I'm Seamus.
It's the male version of Samus. Oi, Seamus. That's yours, mine.
It's like Australian sounding.
Thanks, mate. I'm Seamus. I'm shameless.
Oi, I'm Seamus.
No shame.
Welcome to the BSL.
At BSL, we make the ultimate breakfast wrap. Bacon, sausage, and lettuce.
I wonder if that Federation officer ever got his his breakfast.
What if that's all this was? Delivery mission.
Oh my god, that would be the best if like the Federation ever like just like called Samus out on like an emergency mission or something, and she goes through all this shit, and she realizes she's just like has to deliver them their like Chipotle or something.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Samus. for
Galaxy.
You got us the top secret package, and they open like the cooler, and it's like the breakfast or something, and it's like, oh.
Stomachs are now at peace. Secretly, they're ingesting parasites.
We don't have
Samus.
We don't have
the
DoorDash
sequel
in space. Listen, it's been a slow couple years. Okay, Samus had to take up delivery jobs.
We've all been there.
Delivery. It's Metroid.
So, I guess off to the Sector 6.
Yeah.
Knock.
Turn.
I like when you first come here and you're super fucking vulnerable. That's scary. Because there's like the like freezing X-Parasites around.
Hmm?
You can't touch them. The blue ones. You can't touch them at all until you get the Various suit. Various suit. And then you get the Various suit, and then you can absorb all of them immediately.
Oh, that's
Can touch
so.
those.
That's so rewarding to just be.
Didn't
able to
even
just
care
suck
that I would like that they did stuff for you. I just like the visual effect of them, like, you know, getting absorbed into you, and also like running away from you.
them out. Yeah.
I like being vulnerable too, Alex. Maybe
You should try it
open my
sometime.
heart.
Vulnerable.
I'm vulnerable.
Good to be vulnerable.
I'm vulnerable. What else? I don't remember too much about this area per se.
It was
for some
dark.
reason. It was dark. This is the dark. Oh my god! This is where Aqua was. This is the realm of darkness.
Realm of Darkness, yeah.
Oh,
where
another mini throwback, I guess, is like those little things with the flapper things. Reminded me of Spantoon.
What are you talking about?
Like one-eyed things with wings.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think you're talking about.
Mini Fantoon. So there's like a second like mini boss to me. Also, did you guys ever run into the cop out missile upgrades or energy tanks?
Yeah, were they bats?
Yeah.
They fly the fuck away.
I don't know if this was the first time that happened, but I love that.
That was genius.
Yeah, they mimic items. First time that happened to me, at first year was like it was just like a missile expansion, and I was like, "Oh, cool!" And then it was like, "Bah!" And like started to fly away, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh
It reminded me of like when I was a kid and I would play Banjo Tooie, and there's the terrifying fake honeycomb things. You know, Teddy
Yeah,
like
the last
like
one,
run.
the cloud ones.
Yeah, they like run after you when you go to collect them.
Yeah, there are those, but then there's also like the mumbo jumbo thing. That's what I was thinking
There's
of.
a mumbo jumbo thing. But I'm talking about like what's it called? Like the
What's
it called?
Things. I know what you
Like
mean, like the little beehive thing.
bee habitat thing. Yeah, like
Yeah.
usually you break them and get free honeycombs, but sometimes they would attack you out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like what that felt like to me. It was like, wasn't ready for this.
Touch this burner. It's vulnerable.
Vulnerable. You fight two things here.
Yeah.
You fight the Mega Core X.
Awesome.
Awesome.
So awesome.
No, that one was not as my favorite. I was thinking about the next one, but
No, that one's. I don't remember that one. I think that one was pretty easy.
Mega
Ball.
Core X wasn't bad.
This is a ball.
Balls.
it was tricky
Ball.
just because your your missiles didn't do anything. It was the charge beam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But once you figured that out, it's like whatever.
Oh, I know why Fisher likes the other one. It's a return of an old friend.
Yeah. Except this time the water
Robot.
is like electrocuted or whatever, and it hurts you. So you have to,
Oh, yeah. This one's so hard because you have to also find a way to like dodge. Because you have to basically just hang on the ceiling the entire time, and then he shoots those missiles up, like up at you.
yeah.
How did you guys deal with it? Because I just like every time he would shoot the missiles, I'd like climb my way over to like the left or right, and then shot the missiles down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is another one where I couldn't read the room. I couldn't tell that you could blow up the wall to uncover the ceiling ladder. And so I kept trying to do the fake screw attack thing, and then shoot missiles down. But every time I got hit by one of his, it would take like a quarter of my life away. And so I eventually had to consult the guy, and I was like, oh, duh, silly me. I just couldn't see it, though. I couldn't see the blow up the wall thing. So
What did Taj say?
let's blow up the wall.
You must blow up the world, the same as
Seamus.
it's me, Taj. That was Taj.
Spencer.
Nah, more of this guy. I love this this fight.
More of this. Bring this guy back.
Yeah.
Fuck Metroid Dread. Make it Security Box Dread. You know,
Hell yeah.
bring him back.
Hope
Top
security
5 bosses of
robot.
all time. Coming in at number 2, we have Security Bot. Coming in at number 1, we have Security Bot Phase 2.
Hell yeah. That's pretty much it for me. I love this guy. I like his animations and everything. I think he's cool.
Love anime?
I love anime. Obsessed with it.
Yeah, I knew you would.
Does BOX
you just-
stand for something?
Badly organized Xerox.
I don't know. I mean, it probably does.
Body odor X-ray. Bring on xylophones.
Bring on the xylophone.
Bring
Bring on the xylophones.
old extinct.
Let's see if this tells me anything. Wish it would tell me what did BOX stand for?
Box.
Ask the Metroid fandom.
Yeah, I'm querying the Metroid fandom to see. I'm not getting a lot of luck.
Oh man, I just realized at the top of the fucking Metroid wiki page we're on, there's a picture of the bottle ship in the background. I'm pissed. There's also some like, I think up to the left that's like Phazon from Prime 3. That's kind of cool.
What would the Pokédex say about security robot BOX?
He wouldn't be a Pokemon. Wait, are there robot Pokemon?
Yeah, probably.
That
It
makes
would
no
say.
sense.
It would say. Security robot BOX, a box Pokemon. It shoots missiles
box.
out, and you have to shoot it missiles back at its head, which is hard because it moves around a lot.
Back in like 2009, I was camping with a bunch of friends, and we're talking about Pokemon, and I predicted that soon they would just make a Pokemon based on a foldable chair, and it still hasn't happened yet. I'm kind of sad.
That isn't.
Where's the foldable chair
Okay.
Pokemon? Like I pictured like a Pokemon, which is like it's just like a metal foldable chair, but with like eyes and teeth.
It evolves into a tent.
Yeah.
Named Tentacruel.
Tentacus.
Every Pokemon in the next generation are robot mechs.
Yo, that'd be sick.
Gauss
And then
looked
there's like
it.
Robo evolutions of like your previous Pokemon. So it's like Robo Charizard.
Robochar.
Oh, now we can sell more merchandise.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's all Pokemon are robots. We're learning to live in harmony with the robots.
Actually, that's all we are in general, is just robots.
You ever
That's all
thought
we
about
are.
that?
is Computer
Yeah, you heard
code,
about
you know. If you really boil it down to things.
I mean,
You know about
our brains are just synapses. It's electrical impulses. Shooting back
Basically,
and
I'm
forth.
wearing headphones, so you know, there's like actual electronic waves like coming in one ear and in the other. So it's just kind of like circulating in my head.
that? I'm looking at the.
Alex is doing so good.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at the page for our next boss fight. I'm gonna have to talk about Other M again.
Everyone, listen to Professor Alex for a lecture on Other M.
I don't want to. All right.
Okay,
So
Mom.
moving on from Sector 6. What do you guys want to do next? Because
Restricted.
is that technically you don't do that next, right? You do like the silo.
Sector 1.
Right, you go to the silos and then take care of that stuff. But whatever you guys want to talk about next, what are you gonna do?
You're
Ridley,
the
believe it or not.
you're the man.
I am the man. Oh wow! I clicked on the silo page and there's literally no info.
That was a quick one.
There's a silo, guys.
Yeah, there's a reactor silo, and it's you have to go stop it.
Cool.
That's it.
Nice.
It's pretty easy.
Okay.
All right, so I guess we'll talk about the restricted zone. Hold on, wait, where do we fight our next boss though? That's my issue. I know where the last two bosses are. Where is this one?
So Sector 6.
Okay, this is after the restricted zone, right?
Yeah. Well, after you defeat Robot Box, the map objective tells you to get out of Sector 6 immediately. And you blast through the shutter to pop the lamp, run to the left, run through the small crack to fall down into the restricted zone.
Okay, yeah. Which you're not supposed to be, 'cause it's restricted.
Right, it's also
Get out of there, Samus. You're not supposed to be in there.
So, for some setup for this, the entire game, Samus has been talking to a computer. We've already established that much. But she has sort of noticed that the computer reminds her of her old commanding officer, Adam Malkovich. Malkovich? I think that's his last name.
remembering Adam Malkovich.
Malkovich. So throughout the game, she's kind of like drawing comparisons. She'll have like a few lines of like inner monologue where she's like, "The computer reminds me of Adam," and this and that. At some point during the game, the Federation, who has been helping you the entire time, has stopped sending the computer info to help you through the process because they've kind of changed their objectives with everything. So when you get to the restricted zone, this kind of starts to open up what's actually going on this ship and why you're actually here. The restricted zone is a restricted zone. And there's some weird stuff going on in the restricted zone. What is that, guys?
Metroids.
Whoa! Yeah, they're making Metroids.
Emergency. Authorized personnel only. Emergency. Authorized personnel only.
They weren't expecting you to get in there because they weren't expecting you to find the other two power-ups. Actually, like how they explain it, because they already sent the info for the wave beam and whatever else you get. They already sent that info, but they didn't give you the info because they didn't want you to access this area. So you find that on your own, actually. That's cool. Yeah, when you get here, you realize that they are using Metroid DNA to make new Metroids, and that's the entire purpose of this facility. That's why the first section, is based on SR388, because they are basically just making their own Metroids, which in itself is questionable. The Federation is shitty. If you ever played any Metroid game, you just find out that the Federation are just fucking idiots.
Fuck boys.
The entire series.
Fuck boys.
Just fucking idiots. Just fucking idiots the entire time. So that's questionable. Why are they breeding Metroids? Anything you guys want to talk about the restricted zone? My new channel.
Restricted zone. Restricted.
Restricted.
It was cool. There was a cool moment with SAX fighting the Metroids off.
Mm-hmm.
It's
It's
a
time
nice-
that you're not like in super fear of SAX like actually attacking back.
It's actually kind of cool, which I'll talk about this during the last fight, but it's actually cool because the SAX, they kind of explain during the game that while it doesn't have a soul, it is able to harness, it does have intelligence, and it is able to harness like the memories and the traits of whatever it's copying. So in this moment, it's kind of like questioning, like, is it trying to fight off the Metroids because it's like its natural enemy is the Metroid, or is it because it's also copied Samus's DNA, and that's like instinctual for Samus.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of I don't know. It's kind of it's funny. It's like two sides of the same coin in a sense.
I really like this segment because No, I swore I was gonna fight the Metroids. Like I was just preparing myself for it. But it didn't exactly happen. It was more so like, we're gonna drop a super bomb and release the Metroids. And on my way out, like it's just kind of running after the damage is done. The computer starts talking back to you. I think next time you get to a navigation room, it's like, you shouldn't have done that, Samus. What were you thinking, Samus? Yeah, we were doing good research. Now it's all for naught. But don't worry, because we've actually got all we need. Yeah, and so like there's still this element of like the computer and everything behind the Federation being a real threat, and just thinking like what can be done to stop this? How is this going to be resolved?
Yeah, I kind of like that element of like, can you trust this computer?
It happens a lot before this too, because like there's moments where the
Yeah.
computer starts being like, "Oh, you got the missile upgrade? That's different."
Yeah, because it's like, which I like that also, because the entire time it's like Samus is like sort of like becoming a little trusting, because you don't see it, like you never really see Samus interact with a lot of the characters in Metroid games, so it is kind of cool to like have her like be like, oh, this reminds me of my old commanding officer, and that's kind of nice, and this and that.
But I'm
So
never
the moments,
so cold or something in his directions.
yeah, so yeah, she does mention that, yeah, that like the computer is more, a lot colder than Adam would have been, but um yeah, I do like that element of like, that kind of reminds me of 2001 Space Odyssey. It's kind of like the idea of how they don't go that far with it, but I do kind of wish they would have. That would have been cool. Where the spaceship, like the space station itself, is like trying to kill you. But restricted zone, making Metroids. You see Metroids. You see like the different evolutions of Metroids in the background. You don't see a queen, oddly enough, which is from Metroid 2. That'd be kind of cool if you did see a queen Metroid, but you did see the other evolutions of Metroids. Yep.
Okay, so
This
check
is
out our
like one
new
of the few
series.
times you get a cutscene in this game, right?
Yeah. Do we want to jump into that? Do you want to jump into the in-game sequences?
Hell yeah.
All right. So, the computer, which Samus has been calling Adam the entire time, has notified you that after it locks you in a room, that you are not going anywhere. That you're to stay put until the Federation arrives, because the Federation has decided to harness the power of the Parasite, which Samus says is fucking stupid. Not her actual words. It'd be cool though, right? It's fucking stupid. Because she says this thing's way more powerful than they know, and if the Parasite gets out, it can basically infect the rest of the galaxy. That's all it's waiting on, is just a chance to escape. So they kind of have a good back and forth, and Samus kind of reveals to the computer who Adam was, and says that Adam would have never done this, whatever, whatever. And the computer's like, who is Adam? And then they kind of have that talk, and you find out that Adam was Samus's commanding officer, and he gave his life to save her. So he left a big impact on Samus, and it's kind of interesting. I don't know, I don't particularly know how this works, but the computer AI, I guess, has some sort of conscious, programmed in, because he decides to help Samus after all. And they decide to initiate not a self. She originally wants to do a self-destruct sequence, which she cannot do because it will blow up the whatever neighboring planets or whatever it was. They're going to crash the space station into SR-388. So that is the ending sequence of the game. Get to go.
You skipped Ridley.
I'm not. Do you find him before or after this cutscene?
Before.
Oh, well, okay. We'll talk about Ridley then.
We'll come back to him. Let's just stick with this for now, I guess. Or I don't know.
Well,
You do it.
that was it. That was it. I forgot if you fought him before or after. I wanted to. Okay, you don't fight him post countdown. Okay. For some reason, I got confused on when you fought Ridley.
It's after you leave Sector 6.
Okay, we yet to fight Ridley. We'll talk about that.
Restricted lab gets jettisoned out into space, and you're back in
Yeah.
Sector 1.
That's a cool cutscene.
Then this is actually, I don't know if you guys remember like those really annoying enemies in Super Metroid that were like you had to hit them in the back and like do like a spin attack and they keeps turning shapes. It's a
Yeah.
really weird sequence in a room where like there's like these 6 creatures on the layers below and you had to kill like 2 of them and allow the parasites to merge and fuse to create like the golden annoying space pirate and you have to hit him in the back. It's just a very obscure sequence. They weren't as annoying as in the Super Metroid, but so you have to fight those before you get to the next segment, where you can make your way down to the Ridley fight. You also see a shell of Ridley earlier in the game on the main deck.
Mhm.
It kind of just disintegrates, and you're wondering like, oh, am I going to fight Ridley? Yeah, you are. And this is another battle where it's like, get ready to use 100 missiles.
Yeah.
Really good. It's like a really good boss battle, and he can like swoop you and grab you, and you can kind of break free. You can shoot him while he's grabbing you. I kind of like that because there's that like spider boss that I think we missed, the Yakuza. How did we miss Yakuza?
Oh yeah, we missed Yakuza.
It's because it goes
Spider.
back. It's back in the main area, and it's like a lot of back and forth.
Oh my gosh, it's just the nature of mapping it out, I guess, and with bad walkthroughs to reference. But Ridley is a really it's a good serviceable battle. He has a kind of a cartoonish look. I kind of got like a Blue Eyes White Dragon look from him.
Blue Dragon.
Yeah.
My favorite
Yeah.
RPG.
Sorry, Spencer. What you gonna say? Something?
Well, it's this, and I think the Nightmare one. The Game Boy Advance is an impressive console. I like what it was able to do, but I also at times think they got a little overboard with colors and stuff, and it ended up looking like a Flash game at times. And
I think.
yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just gonna.
Oh no, it's just yeah. Go for it.
Do you think that's because like the GBA didn't have a backlight?
I don't know. I played on the. I always. I only had an SP, so.
But this came out pre.
Right. Right, but what I'm saying is I've never played one where I had to like squint, so I couldn't.
So I wonder if the colors are that choice because maybe it's more visible on that screen. You know, maybe that's why. I don't know.
Is this strictly a Nintendo project? Who else worked with them on this?
This is no. This is the main team. This is the team from Super made this.
Okay.
So yeah, this is Nintendo.
Get what you mean about Nightmare though. Like it has like the Nickelodeon face. After
the slime time face.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it's a natural progression of what the Super Nintendo could do in a way. So I can see them being excited with all the color palettes they can achieve and doing it, and you know, it's cool. But at times, I'm just kind of like rolling my eyes because if this game came out now, like some of these would just be like, oh my god, that looks cheap.
Yeah, while not one of my favorite designs for Ridley, I do really like the fight with Neo Ridley here, because, like I said earlier, it makes a lot of sense for Ridley to be here because it's actually just an ex-Parasite. I do have to talk about the fucking bottle ship, another M. I didn't think about this, which I guess if you played this before Other M came out, you would have just thought like they had DNA from Super or something, you know, aboard. Or you know, they had like his body or something. Maybe they're like doing some sciencey shit with it. But now I guess it's canon that this is the same Ridley that they grew in Other M. Yay! They moved its corpse here. I'm so happy. I loved Other M. I loved the fight with Ridley and Other M. I loved how you get to watch Other M Ridley grow from a Furby to a dragon. Made him so scary. I love the fight with Ridley and Other M. Whenever Samus has a mental breakdown, even though this is like the 7th time she's fought Ridley.
Oh, you're gonna say I love the fight with Furby.
Yeah, the Furby.
The way that
Other
you're
M.
describing it sounds like you really like that game.
It's great.
Is it mappable?
It makes total sense for Samus to fight Ridley for like the 7th time, but you know, have a emotional breakdown cutscene where she laments how he killed her family. and stuff. You know, because it's only like the 7th time she's killed him.
Okay.
You know, now she's gonna have that like mental breakdown.
Okay.
Sure.
I think after the 9th, you start to get over it.
So fucking stupid. But I guess that's canon, and I guess that's also why Nightmare's here now because of bottle shit. I hope they just like erase that game from the timeline because I don't want to talk about that game anymore. But we have to.
Spencer asked if it's mappable. I think that's what the M stands for in other M.
Other map.
Map.
Yeah, if you guys actually want to do other M at some point, fine. But I'm going to complain the entire time.
But we'll try and offset it with positive.
Yeah, we'll be the positive guys, and you.
That will be the episode where I am at my bitchiest. You guys would be like, "You guys want to talk about the next sector in the bottle ship?" Oh my fucking god!
The emotional episodes showed a level of weakness in Samus that the other games just simply couldn't, process.
From a gameplay standpoint, I really like the morph ball.
Why couldn't she use the Various suit?
I love in this
It
game
has
that
to
you
be
couldn't use the
iron
Various
drive.
suit. It was like trying to figure out how to do stuff without that, crutch of Various suit.
Without being allowed to use it.
The application of the Wiimote and nunchuck, it's just
No,
seamless.
no, nunchuck.
The application of the Wiimote, seamless.
Oh yeah, imagine playing a third-person action game with the Wiimote on its side.
Isn't that like an
I really
NES?
love the Samus.
But yeah, it's like the NES, but you're playing a 3D game.
I really like how they gave her a voice.
Anyway, Neo Ridley, pretty fun fight. Crash in the corner and shoot missiles. You win.
Neo, because you are the one.
That's funny.
If you
think that is how I beat this. Is I ended
If you
up
just if you just crouch in the corner and then shoot missiles diagonally, you get it.
yeah.
This is a more manageable Ridley fight, I think, than Super Metroid's, because in that one I feel like I just couldn't escape damage. In this one I feel like there was like a science to it.
Yeah, I agree.
If he grabs you though, you're down like 2 tanks.
But
Yeah,
you
but the
can
whole time-
get your way out.
Yeah, the whole time he's grabbing you, you can just shoot him.
Oh yeah, which is cool. Like that kind of reminded me of like some of the 3D games where he does that. And you kind of like fight him while he's grabbing you and stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
So,
I like
Yeah.
games where
Yeah.
it even if like you mess up, it puts you in control of trying to fix it.
oh yeah, because I
like
mean,
that.
in that situation, I like that because in that situation, that feels like just what Samus would be doing, even if she's like taking damage, she's
Yeah.
still be fighting. You know?
You get caught up with the Yakuza though, there's no escape.
Oh no, the Yakuza. I guess we could talk about him for a second. I forgot about him. He's a spider.
He's annoying.
It's
So
a
I figured
boss.
it out, and then it's not so bad. But
I didn't.
Do
like
you know what
that
kind of
fight.
boss he is?
Oh my god.
The
Crime
Yakuza
boss.
Oh. So at some point previous to the events we're talking about now, Samus saved some animals from the habitat on the main deck. I just want to bring that up because that will be important later. That's all I have to say about that. And next we
names?
are. They have names.
It's like dodecahedron and Antilopolis.
dodecahedron.
Dodecahedron.
Oh, I have those names. I might have skipped away
Yeah.
from them.
And we lost him.
Yeah. Okay, but you're right. They do have names.
So, you have to go to the main deck after you that cutscene initiates. I was talking about with the Atom computer, and you have to initiate the sequence to crash the lab into SR-388. And who else is there but our good friend SAX?
We could do like our good friend SNES Mapper.
Yeah, SNES Mapper. There it is.
There he is.
And this is you get to actually fight SAX. You've been running from it the entire time, and this is the final. It's the final showdown.
Get to fight. It's like a privilege.
Yeah, you get to fight it. Yeah,
You have the honor.
you have the honor of fighting. Do you guys have issues with this fight?
Yes.
Yeah, I had a few. I kind of got like a good pattern down. I got so pissed though because the first time I encountered it, I didn't have an issue getting through the first two phases, but the stupid fucking eyeball phase with the thing killed me like last because I had like very little health left.
That phase, I hate that eyeball phase. The normal one is fine, like the plasma thing, but when it starts aiming at you and firing at the same time, it's cheap. Because you're already low on health. The other one was tense enough.
So I kind of had to like make sure I got through the first two phases without like taking much damage just so I could kill that thing.
Second phase was easy. It was actually the first phase that was really tricky. You had to like I did find a pattern. It's like what I would do is I would like jump over SAX, then he would like morph over me and then end up on the other side. And you know, in experimenting, I realized you can't use the missiles, so you have to use the plasma beam charge. I mean, like that was a unique challenge in and of itself because like even in turning, sometimes you'd actually be aiming diagonally up. So I'd have to wait a second for the shot to change. And if I was a second too late, he'd get the plasma beam out on me, the wave beam rather. And he does more than an energy tank every time it lands.
Yeah.
I would. Sorry.
One strategy I saw was when you're on the left side, there's like a little opening and like a little pathway, and Samus gets stuck under it. So what I would do is I'd hide under it. Samus would drop to me. I would shoot him, and then I would jump around and over. And for whatever reason, the Samus would just start spinning, attacking forward, and get stuck under there. And I'd jump back down, shoot, jump back up, and you could kind of rinse and repeat that until he dies.
Yeah, I kind of had a similar strategy to Teddy. I would charge my beam as I jumped, and then when I landed, I would shoot it, and then I would go back into like jumping. So that was kind of like my strategy, was just kind of like jump shoot, and kind of like dance with it. Where we're basically going in like a circle, just like going back and forth. Yeah, that part got me a few times, but it's not that bad after you find a good pattern. The second phase is it's super, like when it first transforms into like, I guess it's true form or whatever. It seems kind of scary, but
it's like 2 or 3 hits.
You just it's like nothing. It's nothing.
All it does is jump, and it jumps in the same exact 3 spots.
It's like Captain K. Rool, basically.
Not even. It's a wannabe. Like a bloated K. Rool.
Okay. Yeah, that was easy. It's just that that final eye phase is what kept killing me, because by that point, a lot of times I would take damage from the first phase a lot, and by that point I would have like a couple tanks left, and then it would just drain me because you're trying to like shoot it and also dodge its lasers. So that was fun.
Basically DMX.
X gonna give it to you.
X gonna give it to you.
SAX gonna give it to you.
SAX gonna give it to you. Saxophone style.
SAX is yep. We fought SAX. One of the cooler Metroid enemies, because it is Samus. They do kind of like revisit this idea of like another Samus with Dark Samus, and I think that's the more iconic one because people know Dark Samus. It's like in Smash Bros. Now too.
Another M.
No, stop. It's not an. It's from Prime.
Wasn't there a Dark Samus in Other M that had also emotional issues?
No, that was just Samus.
Oh, brooding Samus. That's what it was.
It's a real dark
brooding
Samus.
Yeah, that was brooding Samus. That was Kingdom Hearts Samus.
Oh.
Yeah. God.
Remember that Disney movie?
So
Samus. Dark Samus.
Dark Samus is a princess confirmed.
Confirmed. Princess by day, Samus by night.
So after fighting the SAX, you have the countdown sequence to get back to your ship. Gotta have a countdown sequence. We actually had 2 of them.
No.
On your way back to your ship, you come encounter. Well, you get to where your ship was and it's gone. You're like, what the hell? And you realize there's some kind of like a weird egg thing that hatched. And who else is there but your good friend Omega Metroid? This is before they turn into a Queen Metroid.
And you only have 3 minutes on the clock, and it's counting down while this thing attacks.
This is one of my favorite scenes in the game because you're supposed to take damage at first, of course. It's kind of like Super Metroid, where you're supposed to lose all your health. But the SAX shows up again and starts to fight the Omega Metroid, which also raises the question again: is it doing it because the X Parasite is the natural enemy, or because Samus is the natural enemy? Which instinctual part of its intelligence is it using right now? But it tries to fight the Omega Metroid. It loses, and you suck up the SAX and get your shit together.
Or suck up to SAX.
Yeah.
Like, so cool, SAX.
Oh my god, SAX, you're so cool.
SAX, you're so fucking cool.
SAX, I love the way that you hit the Omega Metroid.
I love the way that you died. So cool, SAX.
So
I
sick.
grew up. So it'd be like just like you. SAX.
But after you get the SAX, you regain your Ice Beam, which is the which you have to kill the Metroids with in the Metroid games. And you get to fight Omega Metroid. What do you guys think?
This is cool.
Yeah.
Beat him in like
It's a real alpha.
I beat him in the second try just because I wasn't understanding it at first. But it's just every time you get to, you go like, oh.
Oh my god! Yeah, you get stunned. It's so annoying.
First one where you go, oh, it's not so bad, but the second where you go, oh, it's real good.
Yeah, that's the one that'll get you.
The second,
Yeah,
I think the second is worse.
Yeah.
First, not bad. Second,
bad.
Jesus Christ.
Second is where it's at. I didn't, this is one of those sequences where you have to get hit in order for SAX to pop out. So, I was playing the field, like seeing what I had to do to damage it, not really like the time was running. And, eventually SAX comes out after you get hit and you're left with like 1 health, just like breathing the last breaths. And I guess the SAX Metroid or Parasite X fuses with you. And you get the OG Samus suit. So it got cool there, but the timing was just so close. I finished with like 10 seconds on the clock. It's like, oh man, I didn't know I would make it or not. So yeah, real tense but doable, manageable. Not so hard. All the other bosses before this were hard. I definitely needed the recharge room before coming up to this, so like that took a couple seconds too. But with only 3 minutes on the clock, every second counted. So a good last sequence. I don't know if I wanted more challenge from it or not. I do like that it's not as much of a gimme as in Super Metroid, where you get like the rainbow beam. That one I feel like you were super OP.
Yeah, I feel like the SAX was really the last fight, and this was kind of thrown as extra. But I do like it because it is really tense. It's really not that hard of a fight, especially if you I have played Metroid 2 and you understand that, like, in Metroid 2, the queen, its weakness is like the stomach, so you have to like morph into a ball and go into the stomach to bomb it. So when you see this thing, if you know the Metroid games, you kind of infer that, like, the weakness is the stomach. And also SAX kind of shows you with where it tries to attack as well.
Yeah, that's how I learned.
Yeah. So I don't think it's that hard, and once you get the pattern down of like dodging its swipes and stuff, it's really not that bad of a fight. But with the time limit, it makes it feel super tense. And I do think that narratively it works really well because of the final encounter with SAX. That kind of raises a lot of questions. But I think it works really well, and also explains Samus getting her shit back.
So that she can inevitably lose it in the next adventure?
Oh yeah, definitely. Something's gonna happen in Dread. She's gonna, like, her shoes untied in Dread, and she trips, and loses our stuff or something.
She actually wasn't pressing the gas pedal. She was going in reverse.
After you kill the Omega Metroid, your ship flies back, and it turns out that all the cute little critters you saved earlier.
Dodecahedron and Pythagoras.
Yeah, they're the things that taught you in Super. The things that taught you how to wall jump and stuff. They're actually pretty intelligent. Adam communicated. Computer Adam communicated with them to move your ship. So, you're here with your ship.
My favorite was when Pythagoras saved us.
I loved his theorem.
Yeah. We didn't know how to get out, but he had this theorem.
It's a really fascinating theorem. I plugged it into my ship.
Yeah.
I learned from an animal the origins of Pythagoras theorem.
Just gonna triangulate the coordinates.
I put in
I wasn't listening to you guys, so you guys are having your own conversation.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the joke.
It's rated X. Parasite X.
It's rated A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
For Pythagoras.
Whoa.
Math jokes.
So cool.
So cool, Pythagoras.
I love the value of X.
If SAX saves Samus from Pythagoras, what is X?
Will Metroid have a baby? If S is greater than X.
Yeah.
We should have been doing this the whole time. Oh my god. What's your final play time?
It's like 5 hours.
Percentage.
Wait, hold on. We're not done yet.
Oh, okay.
The Adam is now part of your ship, and you find out that the computer program was actually a consciousness of your old commanding officer Adam uploaded into a computer, which is also raises a lot of questions. But okay, there you go. That's it. So maybe we'll see.
I named my ship Adam.
Maybe we'll see the AI return in Dread. That'd be cool. All right.
Well, I had questions about like the computer suddenly giving you like liberation. It's like, oh, Adam would have let you live.
Yeah,
too bad.
that's what I was talking about earlier. Is like, did the computer have conscience? Like have a conscience? Because that makes no sense. If the AI, I mean, they would have had to program the AI to have a conscience.
Hmm. Then it suddenly has a change of conscience.
But I guess since it's like just Adam's consciousness uploaded to an AI or something, I guess it makes sense. I don't know, but that's a thing.
Seems like you should just take an AI, not upload a person's.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like that might be a little flawed, especially especially since this person gave its life to save another person. Maybe that's not the AI you want. Maybe you want like an AI that's not going to kill itself to.
Yeah.
Say, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to see Adam kill himself, play Other M.
Maybe they should have used AI from Vector.
Find the computer room.
Find the computer room.
Find the computer room.
Wait, they did.
Classic. My finishing time. Hold on, I'll tell you. It was three. Hold on.
Just read them off. They're all in the chat.
313. 313.
Item percentage?
41.
Okay. Mine was, I think, like I have 354, and item collection rate 43%. Spencer? Have yours if you don't have
mine is 5 hours and 12 minutes, 46% item collection rate.
And I do want to share this because we were originally supposed to have Axel Wolf on this episode. He did send me his completion time, so I do want to give that out.
Oh yeah.
Axel's completion time, if he were to have made it on this episode, sadly he couldn't, was 440, and his item completion was 31%.
Okay. Going for a low item run.
I was the fastest. Gotta go fast.
I was the Spencer was the Pokemon trainer. Collect them all.
Yeah.
I was Malcolm in the middle.
You did good, Teddy, for your first time playing.
Thank you.
Right.
I beat it between last night and this morning.
Yeah.
And I
think part of
like
that
20 minutes
part of that
a week ago.
Do you think part of that time was just the time crunch?
I woke up well, first off, last night I took a nap when I got back from work because I got back late and this long work week. I woke up, probably played for a good hour and a half because I was like, oh shit, I have no progress and we're mapping this out tomorrow. And so like I stayed up till like 4, got 2 hours logged, to bed, woke up, first thing I did at like 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. was wash dishes, put on a cup of coffee, a big cup of coffee, and I was like, I'm doing it. And all I did all day was play Fusion. So, you know, I was on crunch time. I put the Wii U in my room so I could just play in tablet mode in bed. Did start to get some hand cramps after a while, but it wasn't too bad. But yeah, I definitely felt the pressure. But it is a great game, so I didn't feel too bored. You know, of course, Darius could have been more engaging, but the most part, it was good.
Yeah, that was me yesterday. I had planned on like sparsing it out and just playing through it again this week, but I had a lot of things happen this week, and you know, life happens, and you just kind of do it. So yesterday, before work, I had like a good 6 hours where I could just do whatever. And I was like, all right, buckling down, and just fucking blasted through the rest of this game. But yeah, I wasn't bored because I do, and we'll talk about it in a minute, our final thoughts, but I do love this game, so I enjoyed playing it. The first game I've beat on my Wii U, and God knows how long. Jesus Christ. I don't know. I couldn't tell you what the last game I beat before this on Wii U was. But,
yeah. This is the
I can
first
tell
game
you
I've
mine.
played on Wii U.
What was that?
I'm joking, by the way. I beat Star Fox Zero. Go ahead.
Star Fox Assault. Or no, wait,
Assault.
whatever the zone one,
Guard.
There it is. Yeah, Star Fox Guard.
It was actually Star
I bet you
Fox
beat
on Guard. Spencer played it for a map out. That never happened.
Yeah, thanks.
We'll do it.
Care about Spencer.
Spencer, what was your I don't know, we're talking about
Process, I guess.
experience. Yeah.
What's your question?
How'd it go?
It was good. I played it like a month ago. I started and got through most of it. I got through about 3 hours of it. And then little peek behind the curtain, there was another game we were going to try to play. So I started that instead because we were going to play that first. And then I didn't want to play this again until we were like about to finish or about to do the show. So I just kind of put it on the back burner. And then, yeah, and I just, so basically last night I was like, all right, let's motor through it, and finished it up. So I wanted to keep some parts of it fresh at least. So, but it was good.
So,
I liked it.
So now, technically, I mean, Dread comes out, but of the mainline series, not counting the Prime games and other of the main 2D games, the only one you haven't played is the first one.
Yeah.
Did you play Metroid 2?
Yeah.
Played the Zero
Yeah,
Samus Returns. Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
It's probably the way you should.
Yeah.
It's probably the better way to play that game because that's still better than the Game Boy version. So,
Love
yeah,
the box
I'm
art of
curious.
that Game Boy version. Though.
I'm just because obviously you're gonna play Dread, right? So, do you have any intention of like playing maybe like Zero Mission for the first game?
Yeah, I think so. I wouldn't mind dabbling in that.
Okay. Oh, I love Fusion. This game's awesome. I think at one point I would have said this is my favorite Metroid game. I don't think that's the case now. But it's definitely important to me because it was my first game, my first Metroid game. It's what got me into Metroid in the first place. I mean, it's my favorite Nintendo series, and it's like one of my favorite series ever. And this game, I think, in terms of just the Metroid series overall, is so unique because I think it does such a good job of mixing together the exploration elements. I mean, obviously, none of us got over 50% collection. There's a lot to collect in this game if you really want to explore. But it's also just good for like it's what it does with its narrative is very cool and nuanced. Something that Metroid in the past, Metroid games have been pretty cryptic with the areas telling you the stories and stuff, which I do like because it kind of leaves something up to you. But this game tries its hand at actually giving you a full narrative, and I think it does a pretty good job.
Oh, on a narrative front, it's super explicit and also kind of it leaves room for predicting what will happen throughout the course of it. And also generating these ties to previous Metroid games and even future Metroid games. On that front, I think it's a raging success. And I think something that a lot of the 2D Metroid games could only hope to achieve. Time is a different story, but even within that series, all three of them are like vastly different in some way. I think on a gameplay front, it has some of my favorite boss combat, and then I also like the thematic tie-in of the Parasite into just generally the overworld and the different layers. I think from a map perspective, they're not so much memorable in terms of like specific environs. It's not like, the Chozo ruins or something. Not as like, as stand out as that. I think that the exploration is well tied in with the idea of the spaceship and also this kind of like overtaken spaceship colony. I like it for that reason. I do think that exploring is a little too cryptic for me for the first playthrough, but I don't mind consulting the walkthrough to see like where I have to go. I do wish like it was a little bit more intuitive, but quite frankly, like I was able to bypass that simply by looking at the single moments where I had to progress, and then I would just stop the walkthrough and I just get straight back to it. I think the tension is really well felt, and I think for the most part the game is streamlined, and I'm really happy we played it. I think if you look at it from a map out perspective, it looks like a hot mess. It's not. It's actually really well made and conceived, and though perhaps not as visually impressive as, say, Super Metroid, I still think it's a great experience and a well-written one.
Yeah, I like this game a lot. I think I like Super Metroid more. I was impressed with what they did with turning this into more of a horror story, like a story, as opposed to Super Metroid, which I think is a horror story, but just not as well told. I like what they did with the story on this one with the characters and a lot of dialogue. I get a little bit nervous playing this because with Dread coming out, my concern is that they take some of that concept that Fusion was and amplify it, where it's a lot of talking, and I don't want it to go further than kind of where Fusion was. Like, I think that's a good line of dialogue mixed with more gameplay, and I think what makes Metroid stand out as a series is its visual storytelling, and I just don't want it to stray too far from that, and I think Fusion might be the sweet spot of keeping it reeled in. I wish Fusion was more open, like Super Metroid was, and had more stuff. But I understand it's a handheld, and they're trying to give that kind of experience. So I get it, but I really missed like the more open environments that Super Metroid had, with like the outdoor ruins and all that stuff. So, but it's a good one. It's probably the second best Super Metroid game, or not Super, best 2D Metroid game I played. So it was cool.
Out of three.
yeah. I mean, I've seen the first one. I haven't played it, admittedly, but I would wager it's probably my least favorite. But I would like to play it for Dread. So
yeah, I'm curious to see what's brought over to Dread from this game. I think they're smart enough not to lean too heavily into the narrative aspects. I think, especially after the bombing that was Other Rim, because they've never done that much. This is probably the most narrative driven game outside of Other Rim. Maybe you could say Prime 3, because Prime 3 does have some characters and cutscenes, but even then it's like very sparse. But yeah, I think this game does that really well, and I think this is where it like don't go beyond this point. Like,
Yeah.
this is it. This is like the perfect combination of like if you want to do a narrative in your Metroid game, this is it.
Yeah, I agree.
Because Metroid, if you know, we just came out of Zelda month, and I spent the entirety of Zelda month bitching about it. Well, I don't like 3D Zelda games as much, and I think if anything explains that more than anything, it's my love for Metroid, because Metroid is kind of like the opposite of a lot of 3D Zelda games. There's not a lot of dialogue, there's not a lot of story exposition, and the game just kind of lets you play the game and kind of, you know, experience the narrative that way. So it's, in a sense, it's like the anti Ocarina of Time or something in my eyes. It's like there's no owl popping up and being like, Samus, did you know that this area over here is this place?
But don't you think Metroid Fusion was kind of that?
Kinda, in a sense. The computer does navigate you, but I also do like the sense of the computer. I think it serves a purpose narratively, because the computer, you can't really trust it, and you can't also trust the Federation. They're kind of also the enemy in the end. So I do think it works in that front. I think it kind of like it puts you into a false sense of security, because you are used to games with like navigational elements where it's like, I'm your nav for the game and we're buddies. Now, if in Dread they have the AI back and it's like, you just need to do this, it doesn't serve a purpose, I might be a little upset.
There's something I would want Dread to take from Fusion. I think it has, aside from the very cryptic elements of exploration that are resemblant of NES exploration that I don't like, I do like the addition of the map. It's not mapped as you explored. You get an empty map, but there's still segments you have to go through that are not on the map. And I think this game does that perfectly. From my recollection of Samus Returns, I just really thought that the game outlined it too much, where you're supposed to go and what you're supposed to do. And then another thing I would really like to see them do is to have some of the suspension of expectations. Like we were mentioning, like bosses where it's like you just got the morph ball, so you think you have to use the morph ball, but that's not what's going to happen. Or maybe there's like the return of another boss, or like, you know, these moments like where you just get an item and then suddenly the room starts shaking. You know, I want that. I think Fusion did really good with that.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what, because, you know, as much as I do enjoy it, I don't want to point out the flaws of the Metroid 2 remake too much, because they are remaking a very flawed game to begin with. So what they could build upon was very limited. So I am excited to see what Mercury Steam brings to the table, and I'm hoping that Dread is just as good as Fusion or Super. With what they're able to deliver, especially, yeah, I do agree with the map system as well. I'm kind of curious to see what they do with Dread, with the map. They just,
it's a fine line, like how,
yeah,
you know, because I don't want them to give me too much, but I don't want it to be too cryptic either. But I don't think that we're in the days nowadays where you don't get that NES level of crypticness. I don't think that visual cues will be so hard to miss. Like, there were moments in Super Metroid that, like, I would just never would have seen that block in the corner of the room that you're supposed to blow up. There's a couple of those, and in Fusion, I feel like it's not even, you can't even see half of the things. I don't think we're in that age anymore where that's even going to happen, but I could be mistaken. Wonder if people even like that about Fusion. Hidden pillars. I don't.
I don't know. People seem to like Fusion, though. I mean, I don't think it's definitely not the Super Metroid where it's like this is the pinnacle, but yeah. I think there definitely is a lot of admiration for the game.
Well, in some respects, I prefer it to Super. Like, there are things I think, I'm a narrative guy, so even the subtle cues Like the first time you come across a scientist who's been taken over by Parasite X. That's top grade. That's great stuff. Really like that. Releasing the animal buddies, and it's just like, what? You don't even know what the purpose they serve is, but you just release them, and the computer's like, I'm going to send them to the ship. I'm not sure why. It's like, okay, maybe they'll serve a purpose later. I like being kind of guessing about what's going to happen.
What's going to happen next in Metroid Fusion? I think
Goku fused with Vegeta.
The GBA was weird, and I don't want to go off too much on a tangent, but because Nintendo didn't make a lot of like original games, they ported a lot of like Super Nintendo stuff for some reason. Mario, Zelda, like they had like one original Zelda game. No Mario games, no original Mario games. You know, they had like F-Zero and some Kirby and stuff. I think Fusion is honestly, in my eyes, is one of the flagship GBA games. Because it is like it's a new entry, it's a main entry in a flagship Nintendo franchise. So I think if you are curious in the GBA library and you're not just playing Pokemon or something, this is definitely like one of the top games you need to hop on.
Yeah,
you know,
I would agree with
unless you want to play it, unless you want to play a port of Link to the Past or Mario World or something.
Minish Cap.
Yeah. And Minish Cap. I really need to play that. I had that on my Wii U as well. I haven't played through it yet though.
The Fire Emblem on there is my favorite Fire Emblem. Though there's two, but the first one.
Right now, Nightmare in Dreamland. That's another great one.
Oh, but that's a remake though.
Great game.
Was it Amazing Mirror that was on GBA too?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Donkey Kong King of Swing.
Yeah, Donkey Kong King of Swing. F-Zero. Both the F-Zero games are good though.
Oh yeah, GP Legend.
I mean, they're not as good as the Metroid franchise though, but
I might argue better.
So Terry.
What
was I gonna say? Oh, on my, I need to see if that which Fire Emblem game are you talking about, Spencer?
Sacred Stones, the Sorcerer's Stone.
No, it's the first one is just Fire Emblem, and then
okay. I would download that.
They're both good, but I like the first one for its purity. Like
freaking Advance Wars.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I was gonna say on my Wii U right now, the only 3 GBA games I have right now, which are like the flagship GBA games in my brain, are that aren't Pokemon, that are Fusion, Minish Cap, and Advance Wars. Those are the 3 games I have downloaded on my GBA thing on the Wii U. Yeah, it's like those are the 3 that I've purchased. I may buy a few more after, before the Wii U service shuts down in like January or whatever. But like those are the 3 that I was like, holy shit! Like I need to have these 3 games on my Wii U because these are like the GBA games in my brain.
Also like Game and Watch Gallery. That's a really good one.
Golden Sun.
Actually, I have a cartridge of that one. Yeah, I've heard Golden Sun's good. That's Camelot, right?
Yeah, it's phenomenal. It's like surprisingly great.
I've never touched those, which is surprising because I love Shining Force, and that's Camelot as well. Oh yeah, Metroid Fusion. That's a good game.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Fused, Metroid Fusion been fused.
And with Dread coming out, it's a must play, right? You gotta. I'm sure there'll be some kind of story connection.
Oh yeah, I think if you're even remotely interested in Dread, I think the first 2 games, I think are skippable. I think maybe play the remake of 2 if you really want to play 2, but Super and Fusion are must plays. Must plays.
No, I don't think I was that excited for Dread, but Fusion actually got me kind of hyped for it.
Hey.
So, mission accomplished.
The best 3-hour game ever played.
Wop, 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 wop,
What was that?
Is your cat? Do you not know the sound of your cat?
My cat is fucking okay, so yeah, my cat's just fucking starving out there right now. You gotta feed him.
Spencer, do you have a cat?
Yeah.
Why don't I hear it?
She knows to keep quiet.
Tell her to chip her up.
The one that yowls like that, he's a Maine Coon, and he's a little attention whore. So,
I have a nice
Maine
coon.
a Maine Coon. It's a snow cat. It's a long-haired cat.
I have a sweet coon.
Yeah,
I have
it's sweet coon.
I have a kind coon.
I have a raccoon.
Yeah, Teddy has a pet raccoon.
Oh.
You can hear garbage cans knocking over the distance.
Yeah, the trash.
Damn it, raccoon.
Damn it, Bobby.
We close off like we're going into space. I'll be the shuttle.
Okay. I'm Alex, and I'm going to space. See you guys later.
Hey y'all, don't forget to subscribe to them Button Mappers.